massive tax hike, urging Republicans earlier today to unite. A manhunt continues after 11 prisoners escaped from a jail in New Orleans around midnight, though it wasn't discovered until more than 8 hours later. Some of the escapees accused of murder and attempted murder.
They are all men, and they are considered armed and dangerous. The escapees discovered missing during a routine head count at 8:30 this morning. But authorities there did not alert the public for at least 2 hours that they were on the loose.
Fox's Eric Shawn, officials pledging a full investigation, but the focus for now is on finding the inmates. At least one has been captured, with officials earlier reporting a second person in custody, but not yet identified. For the first time, a Mexican national is indicted in the U.S. on charges of providing material support to a cartel designated as a foreign terrorist organization. The Justice Department citing Texas court documents saying a 39-year-old Mexican woman, Maria Navarro Sanchez, is accused of conspiring with others to provide grenades to one of the cartels designated as terrorists by the Trump administration in February. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A deputy fires his gun to stop someone who wouldn't stop. A muggy afternoon, nothing on radar right now, but that is expected to change by this evening. You do have the possibility of some severe storms. You got more on that coming up in just a minute. Right now, it's 83 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
There was a vehicle pursuit that was coming out of Hancock County involving Hancock County Sheriff's Office.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine with the situation in Hancock County this morning.
They got on I-70 coming west. At some point, a deputy got out to deploy stop sticks. While he was doing that, the vehicle came through the area, at which time the deputy discharged his firearm.
He says no one was hurt, and now they are looking through all of the available video and talking with the officers involved. Severe weather possible this evening. Ryan Hedrick reports.
It could reach west central Indiana, probably like in the 5 to 7 p.m. time range.
Forecaster Casey Fuson at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
And should see those storms exit off to the east, probably around 11 p.m. to midnight.
As far as threats go,
damaging winds 60 to 80 miles per hour possible. Got large hail, could even see some areas get 2 inches or greater hail.
A last attempt to stop the execution.
Federally, they actually have to check the performance of the attorney. They have to check if there was some mistake made.
Benjamin Ritchie's public defender, Mark Kasulki, asking the U.S. Supreme Court to look into whether Ritchie's counsel at the trial was not good enough.
In the Indiana courts, they're just checking if somebody was in the courtroom with the defendant.
Talking to Wish TV there, the court could delay the execution to look into the matter. Ritchie is scheduled to die Tuesday for the murder of Beech Grove police officer William Toney. 2 other points about the execution. Right now, Ritchie is suing to be allowed to have his minister present at the execution. The rules say the minister can only stay through 10 the night before. Also, news organizations are asking that a state law that keeps them from witnessing the execution be suspended. The organizations say that violates the First Amendment. Currently, the warden, the warden's assistant, the prison doctor, another doctor, 5 friends or relatives of the inmate, and 8 members of the victim's family are allowed. Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Really bad going into the north split, Chris. We look at southbound 6570. That is a crash. Blocking the left lane of Michigan Street, and that has us backed up on southbound 65 to 29th Street. And westbound 70 taking a dive before Sherman Drive into the south split. Right now, 15-minute delay Running from MLK down to the North Split, add another 4 as you make your way down to Michigan Street. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from West Street into the South Split, and northbound 65 slowing from Raymond Street into the South Split. That's because of road construction. Traffic sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get a lawn you'll love for less than you think. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get 75% off your first treatment. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Partly cloudy, warm and humid for the day today. We'll see highs in the mid-80s. Strong to severe thunderstorms possible later tonight. All severe weather modes in play. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Fast Friday. 2 of my favorite F words happening today. My name is Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out. Former Late Show writer for some of your favorite TV programs. Jeff Boggs, you've been the co-pilot all week. Happy Fast Friday, my friend.
Yeah, how exciting. This has been a really fun week, and, you just hope Nigel's okay. At this point, we just hope that everything clears up, and that stuff usually lasts, they say, 4 to 5 weeks. So looking forward to maybe getting him back in the chair soon. Good luck, buddy.
We might have to put a cushion on the chair.
Sure.
But he should be back on Monday. So we had an announcement from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway earlier. The race is very close to being sold out. Doug Bowles and Mark Miles, they held this press conference and said they expect by Monday the race will be sold out, which means they have lifted the blackout. The race will be on television. So for those who did not get a ticket, you have that. Now, for those who do have a ticket, I've got a ticket. I'm like the nerd in the stands that still has the radio feed on. I'm like Steve Bartman of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Jeff, does that make sense?
It totally does. I can picture you. You have the shorts on, maybe some moccasins or something. Listen, I'm a guy who has lived abroad in Los Angeles and New York the last 25 whatever years. So I never had to worry about the blackout. But I will say this, I'm listening to it on the radio because there's nothing like hearing that race on the radio. You could be sitting in your lawn chair out by the pool, having a little sangria and listening to those voices and the way the cars sound. Oh, it's incredible.
They make an old guy going to the bathroom sound exciting. Like, I wish I could buy the IMS radio network team to just follow me around all day and do play-by-play of various things happening around the office. They're that good. And here's what I suggest everybody does, okay? Because the race is so much better on the radio. And listen, we're biased. We're WIBC. We are the longtime home of the Indy 500. We're the station you can hear on race day. Tony Katz and JMV in the morning. Then we've got the greatest spectacle in racing right after that. But it's the best radio broadcast of the year. Those guys calling that race, it's chef's kiss when it comes to radio. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is a couple of years ago. Joseph Newgarden trying to win his first Indy 500. This is the IMS radio network.
Marcus Ericsson trying to win back-to-back Indianapolis 500s, but here comes Joseph Newgarden. He's closed in on that rear wing. He has an amazing run down that back straightaway. Ericsson goes behind the white line, and it's Joseph Newgarden swinging to the outside for the final time.
Twin checkered flag in the air. It's a battle at the start-finish line, and Joseph Newgarden will win the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
That's Michael Young and the voice of the 500, Mark Janes, right there.
I just got chills.
Right? I still think my favorite call all time of the IMS radio network, and there have been some great ones, right? The 92 finish, the 2006 finish. But man, 2011, when it looked like rookie J.R. Hildebrand was going to win, and then it happened.
J.R. Hildebrand with a huge strong of fans on their feet, fist pumping, caps waving. He comes out of turn number 3.
Here he comes, the The National Guard machine with J.R. Hildebrand down along the white line. He is sputtering slow, and he hits the wall. He hits the wall coming out of 4. Will he have enough to cross the yard of bricks?
Here comes J.R. Hildebrand. He will cross in front of the flag stand with the checkered flag waving, the right side of the car destroyed. Who is the winner of the Indian? It is Weldon. Dan Weldon has won the race.
Oh, the organized chaos of that call. So good, man. Just the absolute best.
That's, again, you just get chills. It's so exciting. And you have that. We've seen enough at the track, both in person and on TV. You know what's happening. You know what's the setup is. And when you hear the line, "Who won?" that's just awesome.
Right. So here's what I suggest everybody does. If you're not going to the race, you could turn the race on TV, but turn the volume down and turn the radio up. Turn whatever smart device you have to WIBC, the old terrestrial radio, crank that bad boy up and do it that way. Because I promise you, the radio broadcast, substantially better than the TV broadcast. I'm just telling you, from a race fan, from a Hoosier, this is what you want to listen to. Also, in that press conference earlier today, Jeff, a reporter asked Mark Miles if the rumors that President Trump was coming to the Indy 500, any updates on that?
Will President Donald Trump be in attendance for this year's Indy 500?
Questions about the president's schedule should be addressed to the White House.
Do you know whether or not he will be here?
Same answer.
Okay, moving on.
Is there anything we can do to maybe encourage him, President Trump, to come to the race, like free Long's Donuts, or can we, Nigel promises to keep his shirt on at the race. Anything we can do to sweeten the pot.
We got to make promises we can keep, Jeff.
True.
First of all,
right.
We got to make promises that we can keep. Now, Senator Jim Banks, he's going to join us on Thursday of next week, the day before Carb Day, and he says he may have some information for us in regards to that. We could be breaking news on the Hammer and Nigel show next Thursday. So cross your fingers. Nothing is set in stone, but we'll find out what Senator Banks has to say on Thursday. We're keeping our eye on the weather. Another round of nasty stuff scheduled to come through central Indy. Last night, my neck of the woods was spared for the most part. I was actually able to cut the grass last night, but parts of northern Indiana saw some action tonight. I think more places are going to see some action, so be weather aware. Taking a look at some other things happening around the world. My God, this Comey stuff. James Comey, former FBI director, as Trump used to call him, a leaking, lying James Comey. He posted a photo on social media of these shells on a beach, and it said 8647. Now, 86 is kind of code for eliminate, I guess, and then 47 representing President Trump, 47th President of the United States. Jeff, this is a former FBI director posting this in a now deleted post, thinking it was cute, to a dude who's had multiple assassination attempts on his life.
Right, and James Comey has dealt with a lot of mobsters in his time. He's put some mobsters away. 86 is an old term that means drive him 8 miles out of town and put him 6 feet under. So no one's confused about what 8647 meant. The fact that he posted this 24 hours ago and he is still not arrested, I've heard a bunch of different conservative pundits talk about this in the last 24 hours. Some of them are doing that crap where, it's not really a big deal, or kind of like Hillary's emails, it's not really a big deal. All this stuff. You've got to be kidding me. If the former director of the FBI is allowed to post on social media an obvious assassination attempt against President Trump, encouraging people, like you said, this has happened a couple of times before. Last night, somebody posted on Twitter the 2-minute version of Trump getting shot in the head. If you haven't watched it in a while, go back and watch it and just realize how we're about 4 centimeters away from our world being totally different and way worse right now. There's no joke about this. That dude has to be arrested. And I don't care what some of the other conservatives say. Oh, we're going overboard. It was a joke. Well, you can't yell fire in a movie theater. People get arrested for that. I looked it up. Just last year, 7 people were arrested for threats against Joe Biden. Multiple people were arrested for threats against Obama and Kamala Harris. This one's right there. And if we don't do anything about this, it goes back to that same Epstein list crap where we're like, well, what do you have to do to get arrested?
And I'm glad you bring up the Epstein crap, because never forget, it's not just James that's a turd in that family. It's his daughter, too,
Right.
because she was the prosecutor for Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. And again, the prosecutor, not the defense, the prosecutor that won sealed up the Epstein list. And now, keep in mind, this same daughter is working on the Diddy trial. So it's almost like Leakin' Lion James Comey's daughter doesn't want any names to get out. And that's a problem, because that's all we're asking for. It's not like we're wanting to find out who voted for who or something like that. We want to know who's sex trafficking. I feel like that's information the public should probably have. Matt Bear is standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center. Matthew, what do you know?
What's happening, Hammer? Looking at the south side, this is a bad crash. I'm looking at it right now. It's eastbound 465 at the White River between Man Road and I-69. And right now, 2 left lanes are blocked. Multiple vehicles off on that very large shoulder to the left, and traffic is now stopped past Man Road almost to Kentucky Avenue. You will have a delay here, and it will be significant. Looking at southbound 6570, crash downtown at Michigan Street, and this is blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to 29th Street. On southbound 65 for a 19-minute delay, westbound 70 grinding after Rural Street into North Split because of that crash. Eastbound 70 stop and go before West Street into the South Split. Inbound 69 slow 106 to 465. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Secure low prices on brands like GE Profile, Cafe, and more during the locked-in pricing sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's a fun show. It's a busy show here today on this Fast Friday and this Beer Sample Friday. We're bringing back Celebrity Beer Bong today. Janette Cruz from the WIBC Newsroom. She'll join us at 5:30. We'll have a little sit-down, get-to-know-you session with Janette. We'll take a commercial break, and then live on the YouTube stream, she's going to put her lips on a funnel and suck out all the beer. And I'm telling you, that's something you want to watch. That's something you want to watch. And that's going to happen a little bit later on. We've got Marcus Bailey joining us a little bit after 4 o'clock with the latest on potential severe storms tonight. We'll do some Barguments. But coming up next, Jeff, it's a follow-up to a little situation that we had a couple days ago about a graduation speech. Okay? We will reset everything when we come back. It's 83 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Man, I love the way my brand new Galaxy concrete garage floor looks. Those guys did an amazing job. They were in and out within a day. My old garage floor was dirty and gross and cracked, and their amazing staff came in and within a day made it look brand new. It's not epoxy, by the way. It's better and 4 times stronger. I spend a ton of time out in my garage, and my new Galaxy concrete garage floor is out of this world. Check out their website and see pictures and get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or call their office at 317-751-9070.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Nothing better than taking the family out to a midsummer baseball game out at Victory Field. And my friends at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help deliver on some big-time savings. They're partners with the Indianapolis Indians and sponsors of their fabulous Friday night fireworks. And if you're an Indians fan and a AAA member, you get all sorts of perks. $4 off tickets to all home games, plus 10% concessions and Indians Pro Shop discounts.
Yeah, going to Victory Field, always fun. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members, you save when you have a membership. You get discounts on hotels, rental cars, and even complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble out on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. Join AAA today. Visit AAA.com, call 844-GO, AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
Hey, it's Matt Bear for Conklin Exteriors. Don't wait to beautify your home for summer for a fresh new look and increased home value. New siding by Conklin Exteriors is the answer. From James Hardy fiber cement siding to a big array of vinyl siding colors and styles, the experienced pros at Conklin have all the choices, plus a lifetime workmanship warranty and over 10,000 satisfied customers. For your free estimate, call Conklin Exteriors at 317-ROOFING or visit ConklinExteriors.com. Tell them I sent you.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Happy Fast Friday. It's the Hammer and or sometimes Nigel Show. Jeff Boggs is filling in for Nigel today. Now, Jeff, reset the message that you received from somebody listening the other day who clearly likes the program. They appreciate when you come on with us, so they reached out to you specifically for a favor.
Right. And, you know, to preface this, the Hammer and Nigel Show, the #1 radio show in the Midwest.
Thank you.
Big time radio here. So a lovely woman named Jean Morehouse reached out on Wednesday morning, and she said, hey, my daughter's graduating this week. Is there any chance you and Hammer can maybe come up with some ideas for her graduation speech? She's a valedictorian of the class. And I was like, wow, what a random request. I ran it past Hammer. He goes, I mean, okay. And so on Wednesday, we both put our best foot forward.
Yes.
And took a lot of time writing our speeches. And, we were pretty pleased with them. The audience liked it.
I had done this before. I've given a graduation speech.
Exactly. I've done some public speaking. And so I felt good about it. I felt like, we gave back to the community. Wednesday night, Jean Morehouse reaches out again and says, I'll paraphrase, good, but we're looking for great.
Yes.
Is there any way we can...
She had criticism.
She had notes. She had network notes. So I talked to you yesterday on the air, and I'm like, do we, the #1 show in the Midwest, do we have time to give it another try? And you said...
I have very mixed feelings, but I want to get this right.
Right.
I want to see it all the way through. Once you start it, you kind of want to see it all the way through.
Well, now I'm passionate about it. It's Harris High School in West Lafayette, and it's Jean Morehouse's daughter is graduating tomorrow. So if you don't mind, I know you wrote something. I wrote something. What do you say we give it one more try?
Now, they wanted this to be a little shorter.
Uh-oh. Well, okay.
But, hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? Last time I checked, we weren't receiving a paycheck for this. So how about we give it one last try, best effort. If she likes it, great. If not, we move on. Is that a deal?
Let's do it.
Allison, cue the music.
Good morning. I'd like for all of you to stop, collaborate, and listen. Someday, somebody's going to make you want to turn around and say goodbye. But things could change, and things could go your way. Darkness can fall across the land, and the midnight hours could be close at hand. But I believe we can fly. I believe we can touch the sky. And even though we live in a material world, don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from you. Hold out for a hero till the end of the night. Over the last 4 years, I've had the time of my life, and I will take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. So if any of you are ever lost, you can look and you will find me. Just gotta have faith. Oh, you gotta have faith that we can build this dream together. Standing strong forever. Yeah. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, is gonna stop us now. So in closing, let it rock, let it roll. Dance on the ceiling, and don't you dare be afraid of no ghosts. Because we, the class of 2025, are going to flow like that harpoon daily and nightly and fight for our right to party.
Yeah! Standing ovation.
Thank you.
If you're not clapping your hands right now, there's something wrong with you.
I was inspired last night, and I was like, okay, let's come up with something original.
Right. Something that nobody else has done before.
Something that no one's done. I know last time there were some issues I may have borrowed from Independence Day. This time, let's go 100% original.
I challenge someone to find those words before.
You won't.
You won't. Okay, well done. Mine's not that long. Okay? Because, again, I was a little salty about the whole thing, but I'm doing this for the kid. Okay? So, Allison, hit the music. Dear future circus workers, the last 4 years have been a blessing. We've laughed. We've cried. We've lit each other's farts. And for that, I say thank you. To the amazing teachers and staff, I know that some of you think about me when I'm in the shower. And for that, I say thank you. Challenge yourselves to be great. Don't let high school be the peak. Guys, don't be that guy drinking at the townie bar, wearing your Letterman jacket on Christmas Eve when you're 40 years old complaining about your third ex-wife and your gout. Ladies, don't be afraid to use a weight loss drug or to make yourself throw up after eating, because that's what the supermodels do. And they all look so great. So in closing, thank you to the class of 2025. Go Pacers.
Woo!
There we go. Everybody stands up. Everybody claps.
Listen, we have done all that we can do. The graduation is tomorrow. If you can't take nuggets from all 4 of those speeches and cobble something together, that's Marconi worthy right there. So hopefully Gene Morehouse won't have any notes tonight. And good luck to your daughter's graduation.
We're going to do some Barguments coming up next. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You know, one of the biggest differences about Indy Decorative Concrete, other than the fact that they do fantastic custom concrete patio work, the best in Indy, the other difference is they actually have W-2 employees, real concrete finishers that work for them, no subcontractors. I think that says something a lot about a local concrete company. Many of the same guys for years. Mario Sr.'s been there since 2009. Indy Decorative Concrete did such a fantastic job replacing my old porch and sidewalk. It gave a whole brand new look and feel to my front yard and my house. They took a basic sidewalk and porch and turned it into this custom stamped concrete area with more space and an awesome, unique look. My wife and I can't believe how amazing our new front porch and sidewalk looks. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. Whether it's a new patio, sidewalk, porch, whatever, don't do anything until you've checked out my friends at IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
This Saturday is the annual Sundown Gardens Spring Open House. Shop Saturday to save 20% off everything in stock. You won't want to miss this event and all the great things that Sundown has to offer. Enjoy prizes and giveaways, sales, and more. Don't forget the Hamilton County Llamas are going to be there from 11 to 1. This Saturday only at Sundown Gardens Spring Open House. 20% off everything in stock, labor's excluded. Sundown Gardens, located on 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You can call it a sellout. Radar is clear right now. That's not expected to be the case all day long. In fact, you do have the chance for some strong to severe storms to move in somewhere around 5 to 7 o'clock in the western part of the state and then proceed on to central Indiana. It's 83 right now downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. For only the second time ever, the Indy 500 is nearly sold out, but the way fans consume the race stays strong.
There is something special about the radio broadcast that you can't replicate.
That's Doug Bowles, president of IndyCar and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, speaking to reporters here at the IMS about the growing excitement for next week's 109th running.
For the 109th running presented by Gamebridge, we'll have a grandstand sellout.
And he says this will allow fans to keep a timeless tradition alive.
The bulk of our fans that sit in the grandstands will do what they always do, put their headphones on and listen to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway IndyCar Radio Network.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Hamas hostage is home.
Idan Alexander, the American-Israeli hostage released from Gaza this week, was discharged from the hospital today. He'll spend his first Shabbat dinner home with family after being held captive for 584 days. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
The Secret Service is investigating ex-FBI Director James Comey for posting and deleting a photo seen as a threat to President Trump. Fox's Rich Edson reports.
President Trump says former FBI Director James Comey is incompetent, but competent enough, he says, to know what that image implied.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. He's calling for the assassination of the president.
That's part of an interview with Brett Baer that will air tonight in full on Special Report. The president says the next steps in this matter are up to Attorney General Pam Bondi.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-973-9819. And you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9819. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9819 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-973-9819.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Bad start, Chris. Looking at the south side crash, eastbound 465 at the White River. That's between Mann Road and I-69. Now it just pushed over to the shoulder, but we are still stopped before 70. Past Kentucky Avenue. The delay is lightening up because the crash is now out of the interstate and over to the shoulder. Looking at southbound 6570 crash clear. Michigan Street still slow 229th. Westbound 70 drags after rural. On the northwest side, southbound at 465 on the entrance from 71st Street at the top of the entrance ramp. That is a semi-fire. Looks like a crash as well. So the ramp is open. It is partially blocked at the moment, but again, it goes from West 71st to southbound 465. Please be safe. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, polycast, aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Monitoring a heightened severe risk for our Friday afternoon and night from 5 to 11 p.m. with wind the main threat. Some intense gusts of 75+ miles per hour possible. Isolated tornadoes and large hail are also threats as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hello, all my friends. This is Brett Michaels, and you're listening to my friends right here, Hammer and Nigel, and they're about to rock your world.
Barguments, 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 barguments.
Every Friday around this time, we have a good old-fashioned bargument. An argument you could have in a bar. And the man that coined that phrase is Dan Beast Levy. What's up, my friend?
Gentlemen, how are you? Good Bargument Friday to you.
Man, thank you for joining us. And we got Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige. But Jeff is fired up for this, Dan. He's got a bargument answer ready to go. But for us to have an answer, we need to have a question. What is this week's question?
The question I'm going to throw out to you guys. Which TV character has the most iconic catchphrase ever?
TV character, most iconic catchphrase ever. Okay. Now, I have a question before we begin.
Do it.
Does professional wrestling count as a character?
Of course. It's entertainment. Yes.
It's entertainment.
TV, yes.
It's on the same time every week.
Absolutely.
Now, I was really close to picking That's the Bottom Line because Stone Cold said so, but I did not. I went with a traditional answer here, but I just wanted rules.
I think wrestling catchphrase could be a bargument of its own, because I would say "What you gonna do, brother?" is still the most iconic of them all.
Well, do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
That's true
There's
too.
a lot.
The wheeling, dealing, jet flying son of a gun, Ric Flair. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole of just wrestling alone, but
the symbol woo is I probably woo somebody right in the chest every time I see my brother. So.
All right. In terms of TV characters, though, most iconic catchphrase. Dan, you're on the board first. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with one that not only is it the most iconic for me, but everybody has said this phrase, especially if they stump their toe or do something stupid, and that's Homer Simpson's "Don't."
Yeah, that's
Solid.
a great one. That's
We've
a solid.
all done it, and we'll always say it, and it's always going to be kept in our normal speaking lives too. So for me, that's number one.
The Simpsons have a bunch you could throw out there. I carumba, eat my shorts, but dough, I think, is probably the signature.
My brother and I actually had, I think I've told you this before, a side argument once about The Simpsons. Was the main character Homer or Bart? So that even goes with those catchphrases too, because the "eat my shorts" is right there with Homer's dough.
Miss Allison, give us your best catchphrase from a TV character.
So I went with my 90s kid is showing, and I went with Urkel from Family Matters.
Oh.
Because not only is it a catchphrase, but everyone does the voice with it.
Can I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that?
Wow, that's a strong one. That's a strong one. And Urkel was like the kid that stole that show.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Family Matters itself was supposed to be about the dad and their family.
Yeah, the family didn't matter.
The family didn't matter.
Ooh, Allison, nice.
He was the neighbor. That's great, Allison. Good job. Jeff Boggs, what do you got?
Well, I'll be honest. When I heard this, a lot of things went through my mind, so I had to think really long and hard about it. But this is what I came up with.
How about the Phyllis-Angela dispute?
You already did me.
That's what she said.
Boom!
Michael Scott, that's what she said. I went through a 3-year phase. It didn't matter what anyone said. The most inappropriate times, I couldn't stop saying it.
This is an amazing funeral.
That's what she said.
But to me, actually, every time I hear that, I also think of Wayne's World, because Wayne's World, I think, is where it like originated from, and then it got even more huge on The Office. So for me, I could see it actually going 2 different ways.
Dan, you like TV nerd stuff like I do. You know, you like to get in the weeds. I got a great one for you. You know who came up with That's What She Said?
Who?
A writer at Letterman named Jerry Mulligan. He was with Dave the entire time. If you were a Letterman fan, he often played Janet Reno in the blue dress. Yeah. Jerry Mulligan, I will always say, the funniest guy I've ever met in my life, and he came up with That's What She Said.
I had no idea. That's unbelievable.
He probably should have put a patent on that bad boy.
Probably should have. He also had Sounds Like My Prom Night. That one works sometimes, but That's What She Said. When Michael Scott, you could come up with the top 10 That's What She Saids from The Office. There was the time.
100%.
Yeah, there was a time where he was pushing his head in the cement outside, and he had a straw to breathe, and Dwight goes, I want you to go down long and hard, and through the straw he goes, that's what she said.
And it was also the look he gave just before he was about to say it. It was the wind up to it that you're like, oh, here it comes.
When Jan wouldn't let him say it and he was bubbling.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Homer, we've got Urkel, we've got That's What She Said. Allison mentioned that she grew up watching those 90s sitcoms as a kid. I'm a little older. I grew up watching the 80s sitcom as a kid. So I'm going with Different Strokes and Arnold.
What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? Now, this is still part of my vernacular because here in Indy area, there was a guy running to be the mayor of Westfield named Scott Willis or something.
Oh.
I don't know what his first name was. Last name was Willis. And I was really trying to get him to use What You Talking About, Willis as a campaign idea. Like, do commercials like it. What you talking about, Willis? I'm talking about better schools. I'm talking about education. What you talking about, Willis? Better property tax relief.
That's great. I feel like every time I'm on, we talk about Different Strokes, and I always bring it to the awkward episode in the bike shop, the molestation episode. Do we know, did Arnold say What You Talking About, Willis during that episode?
I don't know.
I do remember him saying, this is not a Bugs Bunny cartoon I've ever seen before.
Yeah, worst catchphrases in TV history.
And again, the best part about that whole conversation is that Gordon Jump, the actor that played the molester in the bike shop, a.k.a. the big guy from WKRP, he had to agree to that. Like, he was popular at that time. Like, his agent talked him into that. Now, listen, Gordon, I know you've got a great thing going as the funny guy on WKRP, but how about we have you molest Arnold and Dudley in a bike shop?
Let's ruin any chance you have of doing commercials in the future.
Right. What are some other honorable mentions, Base?
Oh, I've got a ton of them. I've got, Quagmire's Giggity Giggity.
Oh, yeah.
We got, I think one of the more classics ones from Columbo, Just One More Thing.
Okay.
And then he crushed everybody. And then probably for the ones that are today's kind of range, I would say Sheldon Cooper's Big Bang Theory, Bazinga. That one was always a knock.
Bazinga. Oh, my God, they killed Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
From the South Park.
Live Long and Prosper.
That's right. The Fonz. Are we counting? Hey!
Yeah.
100%.
Good one.
100%.
Because you got to get the thumbs out there. Hey!
What about?
Don't forget, reality. Is that your final answer?
Oh,
that's
a
big one,
great
too.
one. The
Reality
tribe
TV
has
had a bunch of
spoken.
them.
The tribe has spoken.
That's good.
You're fired. Before the presidency, if you said Donald Trump, you were almost ending it with "you're fired."
Oh yeah.
Allison, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
I did. Oh, legendary.
Legendary or Suit Up? I would have accepted either one.
Legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Right. What was the phrase on Full House? Was it more that the little Michelle, one of the Olsen twins, you got it, dude, with the thumbs up? Or was it Stephanie, the middle child, how rude?
Or
Which is the bigger one?
Cut
Or
it
was
out.
it Joey? Yeah, cut it
Cut
out.
it out.
Cut it
That's
out.
That's what he said to Alanis
Wow.
Morissette, right?
And then she fired back and ended that feud.
Isn't it ironic?
Kind of like when Ice Cube dropped No Vaseline. That beef was over. There's no coming back from that at all.
Although I got to tell you, I think his status raised in my book. I thought he was just a guy
That's what
walking
she
around
said.
with a beaver puppet. Yeah, that's what she said. He was just walking around with a beaver puppet, and now he's like, wait, you're that guy?
Wow, we got a That's What She Said and a beaver puppet in the same conversation, and we haven't gotten in trouble yet. Where can we find more Barguments, Dan?
Barguments can be found on YouTube. You can watch all the latest episodes there. Plus, you can download it and subscribe to anywhere that you get your podcasts, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, all of those platforms. Barguments, the podcast. Have some fun with us.
Jump in the YouTube chat. Let us know what your favorite TV catchphrase is. And you can also jump in Twitter at Hammer and Nigel or follow Barguments on social media. Base, my man, we'll talk again.
You guys rock. Talk to you next week.
The quickly changing economic policy and the crankiness of the markets can make us feel a little insecure about where our retirement portfolio is headed. It's just one more thing to worry about. Take that thing off your plate with a call to Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors who act in your best interest. Matt Bear here. Hey, Trajan Wealth is about you, your dreams, and timeline for the future for your golden years. Call 317-480-4040 to schedule your first appointment. It's free. Or go to TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth offers retirement income planning services that start with an in-depth understanding of your short and long-term goals. It's about you. That's you collaborating in designing your personalized financial portfolio. Call today and learn more about these strategies. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. That's 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct, and May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season. And right now, during their home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Yes, half off. You heard right. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months. That's a whole year to enjoy your new windows before you pay a single cent. And here's the cherry on top. You'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Universal Windows Direct's home improvement season sale. Half off your windows, no interest, no payments for 12 months. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
He is in the WIBC Traffic Center. What you talk about, Matt Bear?
What's happening, Amber? Looking at northbound 465 slow at 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465 slows Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 stop and go 96 282nd. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Holt Road into the South Split, and that is a 7-minute delay. We have a traffic hazard, we'll call that, coming from West Street to westbound 70 on the entrance ramp. The ramp is open. It's partially blocked. Eastbound 465 slow from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Somebody on the YouTube chat, in regards to favorite catchphrases they hear from the Hammer and Nigel show. Big Nige is out today. Well played.
Hey now.
David. Right now it's 83 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Fire up the grill.
Wait a minute. I smell barbecue.
Someone's grilling meat.
Barbecue?
Barbecue.
Did someone say barbecue?
Barbecue. Today is National Barbecue Day.
What is that? Barbecue? What's barbecue?
Pork, beef, or chicken.
I love barbecue. Barbecue.
Happy National Barbecue Day.
I'll fire up the grill.
I do the grill.
Showtime.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
It is National Barbecue Day. Now, Jeff, here's a question that I have. If someone invites you over and says, we're going to have a barbecue, are you expecting the food to taste like barbecue sauce, whether it be ribs, whether it be chicken, whether it be whatever, or hamburgers, hot dogs just being cooked on the grill? Does that count as a barbecue?
That's a really interesting question because it almost lends itself to the question, is it a cookout or a barbecue? If it's a barbecue, you have to expect barbecue. You know, something, barbecue chicken, barbecue ribs. Now, if it's a cookout, which some people also call it, then maybe that's more hamburgers, hot dogs.
Right. Allison, if I invite you over and say, hey, we're having a big backyard barbecue, and you show up and I hand you a couple hot dogs, are you disappointed, or is that what you expected?
I think I'm a little disappointed.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and
I'm
never
wanting
thought of
ribs
this.
or barbecue chicken or something with barbecue flavor.
I would never be disappointed if somebody handed me hot dogs. I just wouldn't.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh, jeez.
Great moments in barbecue history. We had AI create a song for National Barbecue Day. It's not the greatest, but this is the magic of AI. They can just create songs now. Take a listen.
Well, I sizzle on the steak, the aroma's divine. Pork shoulder, slow cooked, smell so fine. Tenderloin sausages and brisket too. I'm throwing a barbecue.
Okay. I think you see where that's going.
What's so depressing about that is it sounds like a country music song today. It sounds like you could tell me that that's some guy named Riley McGee, and it's the 13th, top 13 song in the country, and I'd be like, well, sounds like the rest of them.
Right. Great moments in barbecue history. We got a barbecue mention in a very controversial interview. A number of years ago in Cleveland, there was a missing girl that was found by the neighbor who is a bit of a character, and he talked about the relationship he had with the person that was keeping the girl captive.
And like I say, my neighbor, you got some big testicles to pull this off, bro, because we see this dude every day. Barbecue with this dude. We eat ribs and whatnot and listen to salsa music. You see where I'm coming from?
And you had no indication that there was anything going on?
Bro, not a clue that girl was in that house or anybody else was in there against their will.
What was the reaction on the girls' faces? I can't imagine to see the sunlight, to be around people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Charles used to eat ribs with that guy, had barbecues with that guy, turns out his neighbor was keeping a woman captive, a young lady captive.
Yeah, he kind of sounded like Kamala Harris when she was talking to an all-black crowd. she kind of had that accent a little bit.
Now, that iconic viral TV interview of Charles, the hero, a number of years ago, spawned one of the greatest remixes of all time.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran to a black man's arms. Dad gave away.
Come on.
Dad gave away.
Turn it up.
My neighbor got big testicles because we see this dude every day.
We eat ribs with this dude, but we didn't have a clue
that that girl was in that house. She said, please help me get out. Dad gave away.
Come on. Get your glow sticks out.
My neighbor got big testicles because we see this dude every day. Every day. We eat ribs with this dude, but we didn't have a clue that that girl was
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV, joins us talking storms next.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year, rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed broadband experience report August 2024.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer here for Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing, right by the Green Bridge. And this is your graduation call out. If you've got a graduate in your family, stop by Diamonds Direct. Now, tomorrow, Saturday, world famous designer Simon G is going to be there. And they've got prices for every budget. I'm telling you, the customer service is top notch. Neve, the manager, he's awesome. Chris, the sales rep, she's a rock star. Stop by and get that home run gift for the graduate in your family. Lifetime warranty, Diamonds Direct. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Spring is here, and Dammons is full speed ahead with endless plant production of perennials, annuals, hanging baskets, roses, and planters. Trucks are arriving with fresh trees and shrubs. Dammons' friendly staff is ready to assist you and get you the help you need. So for any of your gardening needs, experience Dammons South on Emerson Avenue and Dammons West on Rockville Road.
Dammons Lawn and Garden, Indiana's most complete garden center.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our tariff-free Made in the USA sale. Save 50% on Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. Save up to $800 on mattresses, and we guarantee you the lowest price on Berlin Gardens and Hollywood Outdoor Furniture. Up to 4 years interest-free financing, extra discounts for cash, and free delivery. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
We all come together
and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A jailbreak leads to a lot of questions. Lisa Brady, Fox News, as a manhunt continues in New Orleans where 10 inmates escaped around midnight.
This incident has once again highlighted the critical need for repairs and upgrades to our facilities, particularly to ensure that doors and locks are fully functional.
Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson.
We know that folks are normally locked down in this facility at 10:30 p.m., but these folks that were able to get out did so because of defective locks on the cells.
Adding she has repeatedly warned about those locks, but she also says escape wasn't possible without help. So far, one inmate has been captured. The House Budget Committee plans a revote Sunday night on the big, beautiful bill to advance the president's agenda after it failed to pass that committee today, with 5 Republicans voting against it.
House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington actually argues that today's failed vote helps. He called it a catalyst to figure out where the problems are and how to resolve them.
So calling the vote again provides, I think, a greater weight and gravity to the moment. It's a catalyst to moving things forward, and it provides clarity, real clarity, with respect to where the rub is, where the pain points are, so that you can get to work to resolve it.
Arrington would not give specifics about the issues, but some conservatives demand more spending cuts. They also want work mandates for Medicaid to kick in sooner.
Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill. President Trump says failure to extend the 2017 tax cuts will amount to a massive tax increase. Just getting word the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected a Trump bid to quickly resume deportations of Venezuelans under an 18th century wartime law. Stocks finish higher, the Dow up 331 at the bell. And Lisa Brady, Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
One of the biggest crowds ever possible. It's a muggy afternoon, 84 right now on Monument Circle. No rain at the moment, but you could get some severe weather tonight with strong storms expected to move in by the evening. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Close to 400,000 people are expected at the 109th running of the Indy 500. Ryan Hedrick has the update from Speedway.
When I think about the journey, I first go back to 2016 and the 100th running.
Mark Miles, CEO of IndyCar and Penske Entertainment, at a press conference Friday morning.
We thought it was a great opportunity to kind of reset and create great momentum for the Indy 500.
And that's why he says IMS is expecting one of its biggest crowds for this year's Indy 500.
I think then about the fans who saw that investment and who realize how much we all care about it.
This year's race is on May 25th. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A Hancock County deputy fired his gun this morning on I-70 when someone deputies had been chasing refused to stop, even when they finally put out stop sticks to bust their tires.
The suspect kept going for a couple more miles, eventually stopping on his own and being taken into custody.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine says the investigation now includes looking at all video and talking to everyone involved. A lawsuit has been filed against the Indiana State Prison by death row inmate Benjamin Ritchie. John Herrick explains why.
In that lawsuit, Ritchie is demanding that he have a spiritual advisor with him when he's executed on May 20th for killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney. There's also something else.
The law is on our side. We truly believe that.
Deputy Public Defender Mark Koselke tells Wish TV they're making a plea to the Supreme Court to keep Ritchie from being executed. He says Indiana's current evaluation for ineffective counsel does not meet federal standards.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
A good afternoon from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm Brendan King with your 93 WIBC track update. It's brought to you by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard Air dealer. ask B&W about their Premier Club. Fast Friday practice rolls on a bright and sunny day from IMS. And right now, the track action is pretty light. A lot of drivers happy with their day, packing it up and going back to Gasoline Alley. Scott McLaughlin, the quickest speed of the month, leading the pack, 2:33.954. His Team Penske teammate Will Power right behind him, 2:31.983. But jumping into third place on the day just recently, Kyle Kirkwood, who finished 7th in last year's Indy 500, 2:31.818. Kirkwood, one of the best speeds of the day so far. Practice goes until 6. Brendan King, 93 WIBC.
You may not have 1,000 horsepower, but you're always racing, whether it's to work, to pick something up, or drop someone off. So go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're racing to, go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
We're up in Lawrence, Chris, northbound 465 at East 71st Street. Crash on the shoulder, and we have a slowdown to East 56th Street, and again from 70 up to Penn Pike. Inbound 65 delayed 6 minutes, MLK to Meridian Penn. That's eastbound 70 on a 7-minute delay from Holt to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic, 4-minute delay from 106th Street down to 82nd. South side, eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from US 31 over to Emerson Avenue, and please avoid Raymond Street at State Avenue on the east side. A shooting investigation is happening there. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens, Poly, cast aluminum, teak and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
I can't remember if it was Aristotle, Plato, or Marshall Mathers who said, and I quote, "Guess who's back? Back again." It's the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs is here. And back for round 2 of potential storm talk is Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey. And Marcus, I'm starting to get a lot of notifications of watches and things like that around the area. What's going on?
All right, so just within the last 5 to 10 minutes, Storm Prediction Center put most of the listening area, most of central Indiana, under a tornado watch. This will go until around 11 o'clock tonight. So that's been newly added within just the last few minutes here.
So tornado watch. Yep. Again, just a watch right now. What are the chances that things really ramp up and we start seeing some warnings later on?
I unfortunately, I think there's a pretty good likelihood for it. There's a pretty good cluster of storms that within the last hour kind of blossomed. Started in Missouri. There's a really good chance there was likely a tornado that was on the ground in the actual city of St. Louis. Looked like it was just north of downtown. They're still kind of assessing, damage and that stuff, trying to see those reports. But there's actually still a tornado warning that's continuing just east of the city there in western Illinois. There's nothing in the way to really prevent any of those storms that are now crossing over the Mississippi River to weaken as they get closer to eastern Illinois and eventually to Indiana, which we anticipate that line to probably arrive along the western counties of Indiana, along the Illinois state line, probably around 6 p.m. and probably around the metro area, somewhere around between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., kind of in that 2-hour time frame, I think, around the donut counties, Marion County, Indianapolis included. And I think, there's going to be a good chance that you're probably going to have some strong storms that are going to be all up and down central and especially southern Indiana coming up here over the next several hours.
Marcus, I have a question for you about the tornado sirens.
Okay.
Now, growing up, I always thought that the siren goes off if a tornado has been spotted, but I understand that has now changed a little bit. Is it now if there's a strong? I guess I don't know what it is because they went off a couple times in Fishers when there wasn't a spotted tornado, but there was a tornado watch out.
Thunderstorm warning.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, and here's the problem. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm not trying to get on my soapbox too much, but here's the problem, is every county is different in their protocol. There's not like this isn't by the National Weather Service that says, hey, you're going to sound your sirens here. It's up to each county. It's up to the emergency management of each county.
Okay.
Some are different. Marion County, for example, has a long-standing, they've done when there was a tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm warning. But then there could also be a tornado warning, but there's no tornado watch, or it's a severe thunderstorm watch and it's tornado warning. Bottom line is, look, those are there to heed caution. They are a kind of an outdated technology. These sirens were developed, World War II technology. It's designed for people that are outside and that may not have access to a weather radio, which is usually best. But, most people have cell phones now. And so many of these apps, and even you have alerts that are built in if you have a smartphone and you have them turned on, that if there's a warning and you're inside that area, it will go off if you are in a tornado warning. So bottom line is it can vary where you're at in different counties. But, they're trying to use their best judgment and say, hey, look, there's a destructive storm coming your way. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a tornado there or not. There's a possibility. But you need to be taking shelter. And that's the point, I think, that a lot of emergency managers are trying to do, whether there's a tornado warning or not, is get people indoors and sounding those sirens.
Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV, joins us. So when we do get some of this action later on tonight, I know tornadoes are a possibility. We're not ruling any of that out. But are we talking, is this a rain event? Is this a wind event? Is this going to bring hail? Do we know any of that yet?
Yes. So there's already been some reports with this line of 2-inch diameter hail. So 1 inch would be classified as severe thunderstorm. That's the size of a quarter, a coin. So 2 inches is going to be a little bit bigger. That's closer to like ping pong ball size hail. I think we could, there's the potential that we might get a little bit larger than that. Okay. That's one. I still think the overall threat that we all need to be concerned with is destructive winds. And what I mean by that is in excess of 70 miles per hour, could be higher. Classified severe thunderstorm warning wind gusts are up to 58 miles per hour. Just put that in perspective. Because I do think once this line kind of continues to blossom and gets closer to central Indiana, it actually will become a line around the metro area. That's my thinking. But if these hold together in their individual cells, that's when you have more of a concern of a tornado threat, what we call discrete cells, that they're not getting energy sucked away from them in another storm that's in a line or something like that. So if it's a line of storm, the wind is your primary concern. There'll be some hail. There could be a quick spin up of a tornado. There are certainly higher ingredients down in southern Indiana for stronger tornadoes, so that can't be ruled out. But really, to answer your question, all modes are in play. And so you need to take my suggestion is, again, if you're in the metro area between the hours of 7 and 9, have plans to be inside during those hours. And take all warnings seriously. Even if it's a severe thunderstorm warning, 70 miles per hour or higher with wind gusts isn't something you want to play around with. So take all warnings seriously if you are in a polygon, whether it's severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warnings here coming up tonight.
So 7 to 9, that's kind of the ballpark here. That's the window, right?
That's where I'm kind of in the metro area. Yes. If you're here, if you're listening to us in Western Indiana, like closer to the Illinois state line, and maybe a little bit earlier, closer to 6, I think is when those storms will approach the state line. And then obviously if you're in Eastern Indiana, it may be a little bit around 9 or a little bit after 9 o'clock. But for the Indy metro area specifically, Marion County and the surrounding donut counties, I think 7-9 is the window that you're looking at.
Marcus, where can we get the latest warnings, watches, and information in regards to this weather tonight?
Obviously, we'll be covering this all evening long. The whole Storm Track 18, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and you can follow me on social media. I'm on all the major ones. Just look for @Marcus Bailey.
Marcus, my man, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Jeff, I'm seeing a piece of information on Twitter right now. This is from Nathan Brown, covers the IndyCar series, I believe, for the Indy Star. Can confirm Donald Trump will not attend the 2025 Indy 500. I believe it was Politico or one of their writers that had this story first. I'm seeing it from Nathan Brown. So according to this reporter, who's citing another one, Donald Trump will not be at the Indy 500 this year.
Well, I hope that he's not going to be here because he's busy figuring out how to throw James Comey in prison. So I'm fine. If he skips it for that, if he releases the Epstein list right after the 500, I'm all for it.
I'll accept that. Yes. This is the point in the week where we take a step back, we exhale, and we think about some of the magical moments of the Hammer and Nigel show. We call it Producer Allison's Week in Review. Every week she puts together the best sounds of the week. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here's the work of Producer Allison. They're Glock blockers.
I want to get down on my knees and scream, no!
I believe his exact words were the tip of the Frank.
It's almost like a country music song.
Matt Bear, you wearing shorts today?
You were just a piece of crap. God will judge accordingly.
3 Miller Lights, I'm all right. 2, it's just like I've done nothing.
Boom, baby! Boom, boom, boom!
Watch out, all you strip mall massage therapists, am I right?
One of the great butt sniffers of all time.
She said, I haven't been this upset since my brother husband forgot our anniversary.
That was quick. I wasn't ready.
I've heard that before.
Well, if I had $1 for every time someone said that to me, Vanessa, I'd be a rich man. It's Porky's, but with cats.
Why? Why am I part of this? Why am I here?
There it is, the weekend review from Producer Allison.
Nice job, Allison.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
All right, we are up on guys to northeast side, and northbound Fall Creek Road is shut down from 65th up to Hague Road, and that's because of a crash. Also, a crash on northbound 465 at East 71st Street, covering the shoulder. A little bit slow back to East 56. Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic, 106th Street to 82nd. Inbound 65 delayed by 6 minutes from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 on a 6-minute delay from Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. South side, eastbound 465, stop-and-go traffic after Harding Street over to I-65. Shooting investigation and happening on the east side. This is Raymond Street, Estate Avenue. Please avoid. Chris Davis with more on that coming up at 4:32 on 93 WIBC. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
So you heard Marcus right there. Tornado watch, just a watch in effect for pretty much the entire WIBC listening area. And then tonight, around 7 p.m. until 9 p.m., Central Indy, that's when you got to be weather aware. As of right now, I'm looking out the window here at Monument Circle. I see sunshine, a lot of construction, and 83 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up next, we'll play a fun round of Is This Anything?
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
With everything going on, it may be hard to imagine one more thing to worry about. But clothes dryers cause thousands of house fires every year. And dirty ductwork in your home is filling the air you breathe with pollutants and allergens. Should you worry? Not if you contact Safe Dryer and Air Duct Solutions, a locally owned, veteran-operated business offering fast, reliable duct and dryer vent cleaning services, making your home safer and your air healthier. WIBC listeners save 10% off any service. One less thing to worry about. Go to safedads.net.
At Puccini's, we think less screen time and more quality mealtime is the better way. Eat, talk, and dine with less blue light glaring or talking heads blaring while enjoying great food at a reasonable price is the Puccini's way. Dine in for hot, delicious food prepared fresh and to your liking. If you need anything, we're right there so you'll leave full and happy. We have delivery options and carryout, but let's start dining in together again the way we all used to enjoy so much.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
With a B&W Premier Club membership, you'll stay ahead of breakdowns and costly repairs. Our members get routine maintenance, priority scheduling, and exclusive discounts, saving you money and keeping your family comfortable all season long. Visit bplusw.com or call 317-214-0108 for more information.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Saturday is the Sundown Gardens Spring Open House. Save 20% off everything in stock, excluding labor. Sundown Gardens, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Nigel is out. Jeff Boggs filling in, and he is going to play Is This Anything, which is brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed. Very cool program presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana, helping Hoosiers reunite with unclaimed property. And a lot of cash is out there. Hoosiers are hooked up with $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Take a look. See if you got any money out there. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Jeff, Is This Anything? Recording artist Lorde, who had that hit Royals and who has been parodied by Randy Marsh on South Park. Lorde says in a new Rolling Stone interview that she's middle gender. Quote, I'm a woman except when I'm a man. Is this anything?
That to me screams my last album bombed. So I need to do something to get back in the news. I have a question for you. If she can self-identify as whatever gender she wants, am I able to self-identify as somebody who has money waiting for him?
Maybe.
Can I just pick a name, see who has the largest amount and say, that's me, Vic Tanner, that's me, or something.
Right.
Yeah, the whole thing's ridiculous.
And go to the Attorney General's office and say, Lord said it was cool.
She said it was fine. To me, that's nothing, passé, moving on.
Okay. God, I love those South Park episodes with Randy Marsh. I've always said Randy Marsh needed his own spinoff. Not necessarily just about the weed farm, but he needed his own spinoff where he's getting drunk and fighting with his wife and fighting townies and just being a dad. I would watch the Randy Marsh spinoff. Is this anything? A woman claims she's never had to pay for chicken because she goes home, weighs the chicken after buying it, and if the weight is off compared to what the package says, and I guess this happens a lot, she complains and gets reimbursed. This is the video where she breaks it all down.
The net weight is 1.45 pounds. That means that without the packaging, that's how much meat should be in here when I go to measure it. Food scale, you need one of these. So after you zero it out with the plate, 1.38 pounds, and the net weight, 1.45. So for this particular one, it's only 1/10 of a pound off. I would not call on this one because that's close enough. But that's just how you do it to check the weight and make sure you're getting your money's worth. Had it not been the correct weight, this is Purdue. They've been asking for pictures of it in the package.
Evil genius? Is she onto something, or is this a horrible woman? Is this anything?
I think that's an old Barbara Mandrell song. It's I've never had to pay for chicken if the weight's just a little bit off.
Nice Mandrell reference.
Thank you.
Grand Ole Opry. Let's go.
That is something. I'm terrified of that woman. Just listening to her talk, because that's not all she does. The chicken isn't her only little picadillo. There's other stuff going on in her life. So I will say that's something, and I hope I never meet her.
How many times in her life, over under, do you think she's asked to speak to a manager?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
To try to get something for the discount or cheap, we call that pulling a Rob Kendall around these parts.
Oh.
How many times in her life do you think she's asked to speak to a manager? Over, under, I'm setting at 114.
I could not imagine going to Applebee's with Rob Kendall. He just gets the $9.99 ribs.
Until bartender Cheryl has to cut him off.
Right. Yeah, oof.
Is this anything? There's a new game on social media called One is Poison that's gaining popularity. One is poison. So basically, you set out a bunch of candy on a table. Your opponent designates one piece as poison, and you try to eat as many as you can without eating the poison one. Each piece of candy you eat without being poisoned, you win a theoretical $100,000. This is why TikTok was probably banned for a little while, but take a listen.
Each of these Skittles is worth 100,000. However, one of them is poisonous. How many are you willing to try and eat?
10.
Okay, close your eyes. I'm going to point to the poisonous one.
Get rich or die trying, right?
I don't think that's... Let's win some money. 2, 300K. 4, 500K.
Okay, I think we get the gist of this.
I mean, this is why Gen Z is so soft. They're playing cute little games. Obviously, it's not poison. We're just going to do cute little, what are the odds that something... When I was growing up, we had the Deer Hunter. They played Russian roulette,
right?
And that stuff was real. So, to me, this is absolutely nothing, and everyone involved in it, anyone who does this TikTok game should be ashamed of themselves.
If there's actual poison, you've got me.
Exactly.
I will watch someone play this game if there's actual poison. If not, don't waste my time. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The quickly changing economic policy and the crankiness of the markets can make us feel a little insecure about where our retirement portfolio is headed. It's just one more thing to worry about. Take that thing off your plate with a call to Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors who act in your best interest. Matt Bear here. Hey, Trajan Wealth is about you, your dreams, and timeline for the future for your golden years. Call 317-480-4040 to schedule your first appointment. It's free. Or go to TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth offers retirement income planning services that start with an in-depth understanding of your short and long-term goals. It's about you. That's you collaborating in designing your personalized financial portfolio. Call today and learn more about these strategies. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. That's 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Masters Heating and Cooling is ready to make sure you are cool and comfortable all summer long. They took great care of my system, and they can help you make sure that everything is ready to go to ensure a nice, comfortable summer and then a very comfortable winter. I've worked with their general manager, David, numerous times, and it has always been a pleasure. And right now, you can get $500 off a new AC system. And if you've worked with Masters before and you've spent more than $500 on AC repairs in the last year, you can apply that amount as a credit towards a new system as well. Masters Heating and Cooling makes it easy. They've got flexible financing options and 24/7 service. So no matter what your issue, Masters Heating and Cooling is right there to take care of you and your family. Give Masters Heating and Cooling a call. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Or request service online at mastersindy.com. mastersindy.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It may not seem possible right now. That's because it looks rather nice on Monument Circle. It's 83 degrees, but it is muggy. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Severe weather is possible this evening, with storms possibly developing and approaching west central Indiana by 5 to 7 p.m.
Damaging winds 60 to 80 miles per hour are possible. Got large hail. Could even see some areas get 2 inches or greater hail. And tornadoes are also in the risk for today.
National Weather Service forecaster Casey Fuson. The National Weather Service has now issued a tornado watch that includes most of central and southern Indiana. That is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. One Florida sheriff says hundreds of child traffickers and illegal aliens are now under arrest following a joint local federal operation. Fox's Evan Brown reports from Miami.
The sheriff in Polk County, Florida, says 250 people are now under arrest for things like child trafficking, drugs, and for being illegally in the country, all part of an operation named after the popular phrase abbreviated FAFO.
As you can see, a lot of people fooled around and found out.
But Sheriff Grady Judd adds they have federal help now.
There's been a change of administration, I don't know if you noticed, in the White House. And now we are allowed to have ICE with us.
Judd adds that the operation was also aided by state child welfare contractors who were able to work with recovered victims immediately. In Miami, Evan Brown, Fox News.
Indiana has its own set of arrests for such matters. In Jasper, 18-year-old Dennis Clark is accused of having several relationships with underage girls after police there got a tip about one of them. It's also been discovered, according to police, that Clark tried to get inappropriate pictures from the girls. He was arrested Wednesday. In South Bend, 22-year-old Michael Bellina has been sentenced to 9 years for uploading more than 600 images of child pornography to several internet platforms. He pleaded guilty and will also do 5 years of probation. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
The month of May is here, so start your search engines and go to indianaunclaimed.gov to claim your money today. You have cash waiting for you at indianaunclaimed.gov. Right now, the Attorney General's office is reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. This isn't a boat or a car or contents of a storage locker. This is your money, your cash that's actually waiting for you. It could have been a deposit that you forgot you were supposed to get back, or or a dividend from a stock. It could have been an insurance claim. There are a whole series of reasons why you have money waiting for you. Well, the Attorney General has those dollars, and you can search it up fast, easy, and free at indianaunclaimed.gov. Victory Lane is just one claim away at indianaunclaimed.gov. Search for yourself, your family, and your business this May. Text my name, Tony, to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov. indianaunclaimed.gov. Now go get your cash.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Yeah, Chris, the city's a junkyard. Looking at the south side, northbound 65 in that construction zone, we have a crash after Raymond Street. 2 right lanes are closed and traffic is starting to back up. It just happened a few minutes ago. Northeast side crash in another construction zone. Northbound 465 exiting to I-69. The ramp is open. Crash isolated to the left shoulder right now. Slow back to 70. Inbound 69 stop and go 106 282nd. Fall Creek Road is closed. Both directions from Boy Scout Road to Hague Road because of a rolled vehicle. A car struck a pole and then it overturned. Looking at a crash, this is 146th Street at River Road in Carmel. Crash, northeast side again, 56th Street, west of Bimford Boulevard. And then we look at the south side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Harding Street over to Emerson Avenue. Crash going up from Fishers, northbound 69, shy of 126th Street. That has us backed up to State Road 37. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
This Friday evening, central Indiana is under a tornado watch until 11 p.m. tonight. Be prepared for a strong wave of storms to move in around 6, 7, 8 o'clock, depending on how far west you are in the state. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist for Narsutis 493 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is where we're going to get a spike in YouTube numbers here. When Matt Bear walks into the studio with his medium shirt on and his short shorts, I can literally see the numbers going up on the YouTube camera right now. Matthew, how are you?
Are my shorts that short? I think they're
tight.
No, they are?
No, I mean, they're snug. It's a snug fit.
Right. Right. You're either smuggling grapes in here or those shorts are too short. One of the two.
Well, thank you, fellas.
As a matter of fact, we were thinking about your shorts the other day. Not in a weird way, but just in a, hey, my God, did you see Matt's shorts? And Jeff Boggs and I, 2 creative geniuses. You've got a man that used to write for Letterman and a dork over here. We decided to put our heads together, and we put a little Hammer and Nigel record song together about your shorts, Matthew.
What? That's awesome.
Would you like to hear it?
Yes, I would, please.
Now, I got to be honest. Jeff did the heavy lifting on this. This is his brainchild. I just merely sang backup, but we were listening to a little bit of Fountains of Wayne when we put this together.
Boy. Okay. Oh, no.
Here we go. Matt Bear's shorts have got it going on. Matt Bear's shorts have got it going on.
Matt Bear does the traffic on the radio. Radio. When you're driving to work, he tells you which way to go.
Which way to go?
But lately something's changed with the clothes he wears.
Clothes he wears.
The long pants are gone, and we're seeing some hair.
Seeing some hair.
You know the weather's not as cold as it used to be. And Matt broke out his leg guns for all the world to see.
Come on!
Matt Bear's shorts have got it going on. He's walking the halls and his thighs are having fun. Nigel, can't you see? Matt Bear legs are good for me.
So delicious.
HR says it's wrong, but Matt Bear's got his short shorts on.
There it is.
Oh, my Lord.
The short shorts.
From Hammer and Nigel Records. Jeff Boggs on lead vocals right there, Matt.
I'm not wearing shorts again.
You have to. All summer long, you have to wear shorts, and they should incrementally get shorter.
I mean, this is okay. They are pretty short, I am going to admit, but this is. I mean, I'm going to have to take them off from here. That's the only thing you can.
Hello.
Do. Yeah.
Here's another spike in the YouTube numbers. Look at that. Look at that. We got a ball game.
My face is so red right now.
Why? Because somebody made a song about your shorts?
Yes,
oh, okay.
Yes.
We've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Now, we're keeping our eye on the weather tonight, Matt, but we got Pacers, we got Racers, the Fever have a home game coming up. And by the way, you can hear the Fever here on WIBC this Saturday, tomorrow. 2:45 pregame begins, regular season underway. We got a lot of stuff going on downtown, Matt.
Yeah, it's going to be a big weekend. And one of the things as you get into downtown, Hammer, I want to caution everybody over the weekend, a big construction zone is expanding and getting bigger and worse. So if you're coming up to downtown, say starting sometime Saturday into Monday, what they are doing is taking 65 northbound down to 2 lanes, and that's going to be going on until late next year. So this is going to be,
late next year?
Late next year, yes. This is going to be a construction zone. This weekend, they're doing the northbound side. Next weekend, they're doing the southbound side. Down to 2 lanes in each direction from 465 to the south split, and those lane restrictions will be going on until near the end of 2026. Okay, so this is a big-time project. It's a huge corridor into downtown, so you can probably get away with it through tomorrow a little bit, but after that, I would really be careful starting Sunday. And if you use 65 to 70 for the race next weekend, I would consider another route because that's going to get packed in, even though it's not one of the favorite routes to get to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I know that, but people do use it on race day.
Now, Matt, again, I've never worked for INDOT. I do not work for the Department of Transportation. Maybe what I'm about to say is something idiotic and everybody can laugh and mock me, but why does this city habitually do major projects right before the Indianapolis 500, the world's largest one-day sporting event?
Well, we said the same thing when they were doing North Split rehabilitation. North Split. I remember we had this exact conversation. Why are we doing this? Letting loose like in April,
right?
And in early May, why are we doing this? And the answer is, I would. As the NDOT whisper, not really, but I would say that they're looking at 65 as not like the main thing over to Speedway right now, and that's something. The construction zone started a couple of weeks ago.
I wouldn't start a year-long project until the day after the Indianapolis 500. That's just me.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that even if it's on the opposite side of town, something that may cause the worst traffic day of the year to be a little worse, I would not start that until the day after the race. That's just me.
Makes perfect sense to me. There's one more I want people to know about that's going to be starting on Monday and going on until June 8th. This is Capitol Avenue, that big-time one-way corridor that comes into downtown Indianapolis, can get you to Washington Street, which goes to the track. That's closing, okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be closed from 16th to 15th Streets because they're building that big new hospital. So we're losing some streets here, and they are important, and I have all this at WIBC Traffic at Matt in Traffic, and we'll continue to push things out over the weekend. But we are in construction season. This one's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man.
Northeast side, I have to ask you about this.
Sure.
Now that they are actually ticketing people with the 45-mile-an-hour zone, some people are going 45 miles an hour.
Okay, you're talking about the speed cameras?
Yes.
Right? The new speed cameras that take a picture of your plate if you
Because
go
for a
11 miles per hour over.
couple months, it was just, hey, we'll send you a warning. Now, supposedly, they really are going to ticket you. I was driving down here today, quickly to try to record a song about your shorts, and everyone is going 45, except for the people trying to get around them. It seemed more dangerous this time.
I understand that. Yeah, totally. And there is a left lane law in Indiana where if you're camping out in the left lane, you better get yourself over, and that includes a construction zone or anything. Remember, you do have that 11-mile-per-hour buffer. And I'm not saying go use the 11-mile-per-hour buffer, but you do have a little.
So you can go 55.
Yeah, you can go 55 without getting the ticket. I'm careful here because there are people out and working. Not necessarily when you're coming in like way early in the morning. I understand that, but these are construction zones, and I've had to, as somebody in my early 20s, shame on me, that used to just blow through construction zones. I try to retrain myself to think a little bit better on this, because it is a scary job when you're doing with crazy people out on I-70.
They're out there working. You know, they could be at home doing nothing.
True.
That's somebody's husband or son or brother out there. You got to be careful.
Absolutely. But I understand you, Jeff. I totally feel you, man. I mean, you think about 45 miles per hour, especially when you have half the traffic doing it and the other half not.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It got a little weird. And I don't think people understand that 55 is still a safe speed. Yeah. I think you can, safely. I think it respects the construction workers, but it also maybe helps the flow of traffic. It just seems like people have to retrain themselves on how to deal with that situation.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. That is a awful construction zone on the northeast side, and it is very tricky. And the peel-off coming in from 69 to southbound 465 will make you lose all your hair.
Yeah.
For me,
that's what happened to me.
Yeah, and it's a tough construction zone. Same thing with Hancock County. It's just going to be a summer of this. And as we proceed through, we'll continue to call them out here at Matt in Traffic. I'll tell you guys, and we'll get them out to the audience, and we'll do the best we can to prepare. Just when it comes to Monday morning rush hour with this I-65 construction zone, northbound again, restricted to 2 lanes from 465 to the south split. Please plan accordingly. It might be 31. Problem is 31 takes you to Madison Avenue. That's going to be under construction this spring. So the reroute is going to be under construction as well. I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but it's just that,
Number one, we need 16 more people to give us a thumbs up on the YouTube chat. That gets us to 100. So if you like to look at Matt and you want to think inappropriate thoughts about Matt or Allison, either one. If you've had inappropriate thoughts about either one of these people, give us a like on the YouTube chat. Help us get to 100. We need 16 honest, badass Americans. And number two, Matthew, on a more serious note here, you are one of the brave co-hosts of Supporting Sobriety. You, along with Ryan Hedrick from the newsroom, you guys do this amazing podcast. Walk us into what we're about to hear today.
Absolutely. It's for the caregiver, the recovering alcoholic, and the addict, the people we torture through our use. And this is a clip I don't want to play, but we have to play it. It's about drinking and driving, and I hate talking about my drinking and driving, even though...
But you're honest about it. And this is why this podcast is important that you do, because you talk about the uncomfortable things and the bad decisions that you've done.
Absolutely. And hopefully that helps somebody. So if Ryan and I, we talk about this stuff all the time. We get it out there. Hopefully we can help people out. Basically, it's drinking and driving, and we have the race coming up, and I don't think I've done anything as selfish as drinking and driving, especially as many times as I've done that. I got one OWI is what it is. It's 0.15 or above, and I was lucky I didn't get more because I did it all the time. I'm lucky to be alive. And Ryan kind of starts us off here, Allison.
This one particular incident, I think I ran 7 stop signs on my way to getting pulled over. I was about 18. And to this day, I tell this story all the time. To this day, I do not understand why I did not go to jail that night.
I go through that all the time.
I was hammered.
Yeah, all the time. And it's so interesting you say that, because I should have a dozen, or not a dozen, but I should have several DWIs. That's kind of the crazy thing about this, because I got my DWI, my only DWI, back when I was 23. I'm 46 now. And I went through a string of mailboxes. And how many times driving drunk could there have been that string of mailboxes again, except this time on the Indianapolis Cultural Trail, where those mailboxes are actually people. And I do think about that. And I'm a human being, so we deal with it. I mean, we do the work and take that shame and make it something positive with the help of guys like you and people in the whatever program we're working.
So, Matt, we got about a minute left here because we're running late, but I think this is very important. Is that embarrassing to talk about?
It's
or
painful.
Do you feel like you're at a stage in your life now where you can talk about the things you're not proud of in hopes of helping somebody else?
Well, the beautiful thing about recovery is we get tools to be able to deal with things like this. But yeah, it's tough for me to talk about the drinking and driving, just because it is a selfish act, and especially now you don't have to do that.
So many options.
There's so many. There's Uber, Lyft, 1,000 options for you. Yeah, it is difficult still, and that's okay. That's part of the thing. It's part of my living amends that I make to people. And if I need to come on here and say, this is how I did it, and I got lucky, because a lot of people don't. I know several people with a jacket long It was OWIs, DWIs, and, they're still doing court costs. I didn't have that coming into recovery. So please, it's just me begging, please be safe this Indianapolis 500 and race day and do the best you can to make good decisions. Update those rideshare apps and change out your cards. Make sure you don't have an expired card in there. That's something I would do.
Where can we find the podcast?
It's Supporting Sobriety at any major podcast provider, Apple, Spotify, and you can also find us on Instagram at Sobriety_pod.
You know what? I am so proud of this team of people that I've got around me. Like, I'm one of these guys that if I bust your chops a little bit, it means you're my friend, right? I give Allison a lot of crap. Like, I view Allison as like my daughter. And Matt, like the way you come in here and do your things, I am so proud of the dude you have become. Thank you for being honest with us.
Well, thank you, and I love all of you. Thanks for having me in today.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our tariff-free Made in the USA sale. Save 50% on Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. Save up to $800 on mattresses, and we guarantee you the lowest price on Berlin Gardens and Hollywood Outdoor Furniture. Up to 4 years interest-free financing, extra discounts for cash, and free delivery. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Race into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel and make a pit stop to purchase that unique diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at boerremodeling.com. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
Addiction doesn't just affect one person, it touches everyone around them. That's why Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick created the Supporting Sobriety podcast. It's for the friends and family standing behind, offering hope, guidance, and real talk. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matthew, what's going on?
All right, Hammer, looking at northbound 65 south side, crash in a construction zone blocking two right lanes, stopping traffic almost to South Keystone Avenue. Inbound 65, 6-minute delay, MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 delayed 11 minutes from Belmont into the south split in a crash on the northeast side. Northbound 465 exiting to I-69. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just a few minutes, right after 5 o'clock, Olivia Rondo, she's a writer for Breitbart. She's got an amazing breakdown on this whole South African farmer seeking asylum story and how, listen, some of the left is telling you who they are. They hate white people. And what's interesting about this is Olivia Rondo, who is a writer for Breitbart, not white. So she's got a fantastic perspective on this coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock. I'm Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs is here. Crank up the band. It's Beer Sample Friday. Let's do some booze news.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. 1 by 1.
We are gonna read booze news, cause it's really fun.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Hammer and Nigel present
Booze news, booze news. Yeah. Time for booze news.
So Matt Baer just came in here, poured out his heart and soul, talking about the one drinking and driving incident that he was busted for. Dateline, Ohio. A man in Ohio has been arrested after receiving his 20th operating a vehicle while intoxicated citation. 20th. His name is Spencer, and here he is talking with the officer after getting pulled over. Take a listen.
And do you have your license on you? Good.
Ma'am.
How many drinks have you had tonight? Because I'm getting a pretty strong smell of alcohol coming.
She kind of noticed a vehicle driving that was in front of her. A pretty slow rate of speed is what initially caught her attention. It dates back decades. The first one was in 1974. So it starts in the 70s. There's a couple in the 70s. There's multiple in the 80s, multiple in the 90s. It's disturbing. We're out here. We try and protect. We serve our public. Anytime somebody gets behind the wheel of a car, it's dangerous when they've been drinking.
Again, to quote Jim Carrey in Liar Liar, stop breaking the law, a-hole. 20. Ridiculous. How about this? We got tickets to Carb Day, Miller Lite Carb Day out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Nigel and I are broadcasting live from Garage 23, the Hensley Legal Group Command Center near Gasoline Alley. Join us 1 week from today by winning tickets right now. You just got to be caller number 9. That's it. 239-9393. 239-9393. Good luck.
You may not have 1,000 horsepower, but you're always racing, whether it's to work, to pick something up, or drop someone off. So go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're racing to, go the distance, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale. Only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
This is the epic story that takes a whole month to tell. This is May. The legendary intense action of the month of May continues as PPG presents Armed Forces Indy 500 qualifying and the thrilling drama of the fight for the pole position. The most epic month continues with Indy's most epic party, Miller Lite Carb Day. And all roads lead to the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge. This is epic. This is legendary. This is May. Buy now and save. Get tickets at IMS.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A possible inside job. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A sheriff says 10 inmates could not have escaped a New Orleans jail without help.
We have indication that these detainees received assistance in their escape from individuals inside of our department.
The Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson says she's been warning about defective jail cell locks, but a corrections officer should have been monitoring the area where the escapees were able to break open a door and then breach a wall behind a toilet.
And based on video surveillance, they were seeing exiting a door on the docks where we normally bring in supplies, scaling a wall and running across the interstate shortly thereafter.
That was around 1 a.m. They weren't discovered missing until a head count hours later. All of it under investigation as a manhunt continues with one inmate captured so far. The U.S. Supreme Court rejects an emergency appeal from the Trump administration on use of the Alien Enemies Act to swiftly deport suspected foreign gang members. But the justices emphasized today's decision is only that detainees are entitled to more notice, granting a temporary injunction as a legal fight continues. The administration was hoping to quickly resume deportations of Venezuelans accused of being gang members. Earlier this week, a federal judge in Pennsylvania said the wartime law can be used to fast-track deportations, but she ordered more notice. The budget package aimed at advancing the Trump agenda fails to pass the House Budget Committee, but a revote is planned Sunday night. Tennessee Republican Congressman David Kustoff telling Fox Business,
"We've got to find the happy medium, and there are a lot of issues that have to be worked through, but look, in the end, we're going to get there, and this is what President Trump campaigned on."
Several conservative lawmakers not satisfied with the current version. Moody's just downgrading the U.S. credit rating by one notch, citing concern about government debt. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Sometimes stop sticks don't do the stopping. A tornado watch that includes the Indy metro and most of central and southern Indiana has been issued and is in effect through 10 tonight, says the National Weather Service. That goes as far north as Kokomo, as far east as Newcastle, and all the way south and west. You may wonder why, since nothing is showing up on radar and it's not even raining. The storms are expected to develop and move through sometime in the next 3 hours or so. It's 84 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Shots were fired and an arrest was made in Hancock County today. John Herrick on why.
Police in Hancock County say they got a call about an impaired driver.
They got on I-70 coming west. At some point, a deputy got out to deploy stop sticks. While he was doing that, the vehicle came through the area, at which time the deputy discharged his firearm.
State Police Sergeant John Perrine says the bullet didn't hit the driver, but he eventually stopped and was arrested by the Hancock County Sheriff's Office. He's facing several charges, including resisting arrest and driving while intoxicated.
A shooting on the southeast side of Indianapolis this afternoon. 2 people critical, say Indy Metro Police. Both a man and a woman shot on East Raymond Street about 3:30, not far from I-65. They are both in the hospital. No arrests have been announced. It was a slam, but more than a slam.
Secretary Buttigieg's crippling bureaucracy got in the way of putting shovels in the ground.
Indiana Congressman Rudy Yoakum speaking at the Transportation and Infrastructure Member Day in Washington.
It's no wonder Secretary Duffy was saddled with a backlog of 3,200 projects that were announced but not executed on.
He says Buttigieg's policies gummed up grants for transportation projects across the country and suggested eliminating that in the next big infrastructure bill. Now to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Brendan King.
Hey there, from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Brendan King with your 93 WIBC track update, and it's brought to you by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard Air dealer. Nobody cares for you like family. Second crash to report on the day here on Fast Friday, and it involves Kyle Larson twisting, turning, tumbling out in turn 4. It is Larson's second crash this month after also wrecking back in the open testing earlier in May. And for Larson, it was only his 3rd lap of the day. Among the 2 crashes today, Kiffin Simpson, the other one from Chip Ganassi Racing, a combined 4 laps on the day between the 2. And getting to qualifications tomorrow, there is little to no room for air. Your quickest today? Scott McLaughlin, 233.954. That is the best speed in the month of May. We'll keep you posted from the track. Brendan King, 93 WIBC.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group. But before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. And when Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. Every pre-owned Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra, every car, every truck, everything in the showroom, everything on the lot. Need credit? Managers will be on site, accepting applications for immediate review. Plus, Hubler's got you covered. Every Q-certified vehicle includes our 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota, everything goes. It's your chance to save like never before. Don't miss it. When Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. On US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. Before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Tough on the south side, Chris. We look at northbound 65 after Raymond Street. Crash blocking 2 right lanes, stopping traffic to South Keystone Avenue for a 21-minute delay. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn, delayed 5 minutes. Eastbound 70, delayed 4 minutes from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 69, stop and go 106 past 96. Still on the northeast side, crash. Northbound 465. On the exit 2, northbound 69, the ramp is open, partially blocked. Crash over on the left shoulder right now. Fall Creek Road shut down from Boy Scout Road to Hague Road because of a crash. A vehicle rolled after it struck a utility pole. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic. 86th Street up to 865. Crash on the east side. Somebody got hit by a car. This is posted 10th at a crash, College Avenue north of 86th on the north side. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
High risk for severe weather as we move into the 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame tonight under a tornado watch, so be cautious. Possibility for damaging wind and hail also around. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Narsutis 493 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out. Jeff Boggs filling in today, keeping our eye on the weather. Got an update on that coming up in just a little bit. But I want to go to the hotline right now and bring on Breitbart news reporter Olivia Rondo. She has been covering these white South African refugees and the fallout and the media spin for Breitbart all week long. Olivia, how are you?
I'm great, Jason. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for making time here. So correct me if I'm wrong. The political left, about 90% of the national media, Olivia, they've gone from saying, hey, you've got to let everybody in, open the border, nothing to see here, let's go, to all of a sudden, I don't like these white South African refugees coming in. Do I have this correct?
You have it 100% correct, and it's honestly, it's almost too shocking, the cognitive dissonance here, to really believe, but that is really just a left standpoint. And when you break it down, I think the root of the issue is they really are just anti-white. It doesn't matter if they're white Americans, white Europeans, or white South Africans. They do not consider white people to be victims, asylum seekers, refugees. They really just genuinely, either they don't believe that racism against white people exists, or they do believe it, but they just don't care about it. So that's really what the issue boils down to.
And we'll talk about this case specifically here in just a moment, but Olivia, what's your response when you hear the folks on the other side of the political aisle say, oh, you want to call us hypocrites? I thought you were all about America first, and we got to have a secure border, blah, blah, blah. What's your response when you hear that?
Well, we totally are America first. I don't think literally 59 less than 60 people who are heavily vetted coming into this country as refugees makes us not America first. I had the great opportunity to speak with the Deputy Secretary of State and Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security on Monday at the airport hangar at Dulles International Airport when the Afrikaners touched down, and they reiterated multiple times, these people went through multiple rounds of vetting. These people are, there are 70,000 Afrikaners who have put in refugee status applications to the United States. We've only accepted 59. So this is an extreme vetting process that does not compromise the America First mentality or goals at all, in my opinion.
And it feels like to me, Olivia, and again, you know this stuff way more than most people, including myself here, but there's a big difference between saying, let these MS-13 gang members walk right across the border than, hey, here are some folks that were having a hard time farming in South Africa. Maybe they can farm and do some good here in America.
Precisely. I mean, when I was watching them get off the plane and walk into the hangar, mind you, they were all holding and waving American flags, unlike certain people who come across the U.S.-Mexico border wearing flags from their own country. It was women, children, elderly, young families, and like you said, Jason, these people are farmers. These people are coming here with skills. They do not have violent criminal records like many of the people coming over our border, completely unvetted. And on CNN, I was watching the other day, they were bringing up Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the so-called Maryland man, this Maryland man and father, who was actually an accused MS-13 gang member from El Salvador. Like they're comparing random white people who are coming here to work and farm to people who may or may not be in a violent criminal foreign terrorist organization. It's literally just because they hate white people.
We're speaking with Breitbart news reporter Olivia Rondo. She is covering this South African refugee situation and the ramifications here in America. Now, I know, Olivia, the Trump administration has welcomed these folks. What's been the fallout from others? What's been the response?
So on the media front, I mean, I've been watching CNN, MSNBC. They're saying that the Trump administration is racist, white supremacist, for allowing these people in, for speaking out against endless endless mass migration from Central American countries like we've seen with the whole MS-13 Kilmar-Abrego-Garcia fiasco. And in terms of elected officials, Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland, who is kind of at the forefront of the Kilmar-Abrego-Garcia fiasco, he basically also implied that the Trump administration is fostering white supremacy as well, and that the Afrikaners don't need any help. And this is echoing statements made by the South African president himself, Cyril Ramaphosa, just a couple of days ago, called them cowardly, called the refugees cowardly for leaving South Africa and saying that nothing has happened to them. So we have leftist politicians in America and South Africa speaking out against this, when in reality, major political parties and major political movements in South Africa have chants saying, kill the Boer, shoot the Boer. There are dozens of farm murders every year and over 100 farm attacks on Boer farms every year in South Africa, not to mention load shedding, the rand, the lack of value in the South African rand. I mean, there's a ton of reasons why a hardworking individual, regardless of color, would want to escape that and come to America and add something positive to our country as well.
Olivia, you have an article up at Breitbart, this Episcopal group that quit the refugee program because these white South Africans have arrived. Take me through what's going on there.
So there is an Episcopal church group who has been part of a federal government-funded refugee program. They help resettle refugees in the United States, and now they are revoking their participation in this federal refugee program solely because we have accepted white Afrikaners from South Africa, solely because of that. And they're blaming the Trump administration, saying that basically, again, like we touched on earlier, saying that the Trump administration is a bunch of hypocrites for allowing just 59 Afrikaners, Boer farmers, into the country while they want to invite a bunch of MS-13 gang members. So I say good riddance. We do not need people like that advocating, part of a taxpayer-funded refugee program, and it just shows, that church group's hypocrisy.
When you write about this in Breitbart, Olivia, what's the feedback that you get? Because about a month ago, like all the Sunday morning talk shows and all that stuff, they were very quick to talk about there was a dip in Donald Trump's approval rating, and it's the lowest approval rating, blah, blah, blah. But now it seems like this little Middle East trip, the folks might not like how the Saudis get their money, but I think people are on board with the United States getting a lot of that money and having a little boost in farming here by helping out these refugees from South Africa. What's been the response and feedback you've received?
It has been quite mixed because I have received comments on my articles and on my social media posts about it saying, well, is this really America first to accept refugees? But when they read the number that it was only 59 out of 70,000 people in South Africa that had applied for this refugee status, and when they saw that they were people coming off of the plane waving American flags, it was families, children, as opposed to dozens or hundreds of grown, fighting age young men without women or children, which is what we typically see pouring over the border and also pouring over, coming over the Mediterranean into Europe. I did kind of change some people's minds with that. I did receive some crazy comments from the left calling my articles racist and white supremacist. I know the listeners cannot see me right now. I'm not even white, okay, guys? So I'm not racist. So I can call out anti-white racism and not be a victim of it, so it just is what it is. So I've received some mixed reviews, but I think I have changed people's minds because I did report. I believe I did straight reporting. I mean, you guys should go read my coverage on Breitbart.com. It's ongoing, and I'm still making updates on it because it's a lot of drama that has unfolded because of this with South African politicians and American leftists. So it's really interesting to see how it plays out.
Olivia, if we want more coverage of this, where can we find your work, and can we follow you on social media anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys should go to Breitbart.com. My byline is just my name, Olivia Rondo, Rondeau. And then I'm also on X and Instagram. First name, last name is the same. Thank you so much.
Oh, you got it. Great work. Great work. Keep us up to date with any updates you have here. That is Olivia Rondo, Breitbart News reporter. Olivia, have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
All right, we are counting down the minutes until Janette Cruz from the WIBC newsroom joins us in studio. We'll have a little chat with her coming up here at about 5:30, and then right around 5:48-ish, we kick off Season 2 of Celebrity Beer Bong for Beer Sample Friday. So we're excited. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're going to play Are You Okay With This coming up. But first, we're going to check in with Matt Baer. He's standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
All right, Hammer, south side crash, northbound 65 after Raymond Street. This was nasty. 2 right lanes are blocked. Traffic stop back to South Keystone Avenue with a 9-minute delay. Looking at inbound 65, stop and go from MLK to Meridian Penn, delayed 5 minutes. Eastbound 70 slow Belmont into the south split. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go. Traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Crash on the north side, 86 of Michigan Road. Northeast side, northbound 465 on the exit ramp to I-69. That is a crash on the left shoulder, slowing us down in pockets back to I-70. Westbound 465, north side slow from 31 past Michigan Road. Crash Binford Boulevard at East 56th Street. Crash on the east side as Post Road at 10th. Somebody was hit by a car there. And crash in Avon, Dan Jones Road, north of County Road 100 North. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code RADIO. And get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Again, T-minus 15 minutes until we chat with our special in-studio guest, Janette Cruz from the WIBC newsroom. And then after that, she is going to go on the YouTube camera with us and do Celebrity Beer Bong. Beer Sample Friday presents Celebrity Beer Bong, brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress. We've turned into a NASCAR here at the Hammer and Nigel show. Right now, it's 83, but a tornado watch is in effect for the WIBC listening area, keeping our eye on the weather. Coming up next, a fun, spirited, kind of sober round of Are You Okay With This? Come on back.
Have you seen all the patio furniture at Sullivan Hardware and Garden? Check the specials on all of our patio furniture just in time for Memorial Day. Like all-weather wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. We specialize in excellent quality, mid-priced patio furniture that's in stock at our 37,000 square foot warehouse. All sale priced at 30% off. You can even choose your own custom cushions on most sets. Get ready for Memorial Day. Come see our wide selection of hanging baskets, bedding plants, perennials, and much more. With so many colors and varieties, it's the best looking selection you'll find anywhere. Looking for a new grill? See our full selection of Weber, Traeger, and the Big Green Egg. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. Online at sullivanhardware.com.
Hammer and Nigel here for our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress, proud sponsors of Beer Sample Friday and proud sponsors of the Hammer and Nigel show. These guys have been supporting us from day one. They love what we do here, and they love you guys, the Hammer and Nigel show audience. When you guys go down to shop at their store in Columbus, they always let us know, hey, I had somebody tell me Hammer and Nigel sent me. Nobody's got better listeners than you guys do. Again, it's a great relationship. We're so happy to be partnered with Thompson Furniture and Mattress. And right now, they're having their tariff-free Made in the USA sale. Save 50%. Save half on Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers, up to $800 on mattresses, and we promise you, you will see the lowest prices on Berlin Gardens and Pollywood outdoor furniture. Up to 4 years interest-free financing, and with Thompson Furniture and Mattress, if you live within 75 miles of their store, they will not charge you for shipping. How about that? Thompson Furniture and Mattress, great partners with us. Stop by and see them in Columbus, and you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Memorial Day is for honoring heroes. In Indy, it's also a day for celebrating the Indy 500. As the excitement of May grows, so do the temperatures outside. Indiana American Water reminds you to start conserving water. Just like a finely tuned race car, your home needs to run efficiently. Fix leaks, use water-efficient appliances, and do lawn watering early in the morning. Make this summer a season of savings and sustainability. Conserve water, save money, and enjoy a greener tomorrow. Happy Memorial Day and enjoy the race from Indiana American Water.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Have recent storms caused damage to your roofing or siding? Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home, from blown-offs to full replacements. Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Trust a company that was here before the storm and will be long after. For your free, no-obligation consultation, schedule today at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
With Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige, we will turn the hosting duties of this segment over to producer Allison.
All right. Purdue students demolished the Guinness World Record for the fastest Rubik's Cube solving robot, solving the puzzle in just 0.103 seconds, which is faster than the blink of an eye. The previous record was set by the Mitsubishi Electric engineers in 2024 in Japan with a speed of 0.305 seconds. Are you okay with this?
Yes. USA! USA! We build better Rubik's Cube solving robots than the Japanese do. Fly that American flag with pride. Now, I watched a video of this. This is wild. So they put the Rubik's Cube on what looks like a stake, right? Like there's a stake going up and down. There's one going left to right. It's kind of in the middle. This robot, boom, it just solves it. It's unbelievable. I know the Purdue engineering program is good. They put a man on the moon, but watching the video of this, it's unbelievable. So hell yeah, good for these Purdue kids and save some tang for the rest of us.
It's Purdue?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not okay with this. As an IU grad, I am not okay with this.
You'd rather have a longer Rubik's Cube solving process.
I would. And somebody at Indiana work on it. Let's be longer.
They're too busy protesting down there to work on the Rubik's Cube these days. And I'm with you, Jeff. This is where I'm at with Indiana University. I grew up as an IU basketball fan. I like the sports teams. But boy, the wokeness of that university, the way they run that place, just a liberal hellhole. Man, it's frustrating, but there's still a part of me that's like, go Hoosiers.
Yeah, we're a football school now, so yeah, I'm not okay with.
You got a new basketball coach. There's optimism there. There's a new basketball coach.
We'll be fine. Sure.
Okay.
Clearly, he wants to move on. Former Dancing with the Stars host Tom Bergeron will host a Shark Week special called Dancing with the Sharks, where divers perform choreographed underwater routines with actual sharks. Hammer, are you okay with this?
So there's a term in pop culture called jumping the shark. It began from an episode of Happy Days where Fonzie put on the leather jacket, went out on the water, and skied and jumped over a shark. And that's when everybody realized Fonzie's too old and Happy Days sucks. That was the moment. And the term jumping the shark was born from there. Shark Week has jumped the shark. You don't need to dress it up and do stupid stuff. Just show me these sharks like in the water, attacking things, put a camera on somebody, watch the sharks in the water. That's great. That's all that I need. I don't need somebody doing a choreographed tango to Jaws. I don't.
See, I disagree. I actually think that I'm totally okay with this. I think it's a good idea. I would urge them, take it a step further. How about a live underwater Luke Bryan concert to kick off Shark Week? He's surrounded by sharks, and he's singing his crappy songs, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay, I could actually be okay with that.
An investigation is underway after a Pennsylvania school district said a kindergartner student accidentally gave Jell-O shots to their classmates. Are you okay with that?
Hell yes, I'm okay with this. That's how you win friends. If your options are getting bullied in the classroom, which is no joke, and I know that happens, or winning people over, win people over. You know what I'm hearing right here? Future senator. That's what I'm hearing right now. He brought some drinks in for everybody, calmed everybody down. Now he's the popular one. And one day he's going to need a favor, and everybody that he hooked up in his little drunk fest is going to help him out. I love this, Jeff.
I'm totally okay with this. I think this may be an unpopular opinion, and Allison, don't snip this off next week for the end of the week recap, but I think more kids should be drinking alcohol.
This is something I think I'm okay with. It's building friends. It's, bonding. And that's what these kids lost during COVID. When it was COVID, nobody was sharing Jell-O shots in class.
Right.
One more.
All right, the last one. A Pennsylvania town has already canceled its 4th of July parade, citing that fireworks are an unnecessary risk to the community. We already know your answer to this, but are you okay with
where
this?
I'm at already, Allison. No, I'm not okay with this.
Yikes.
I am obnoxious fireworks guy. I love fireworks, and I'm sorry that Pennsylvania went from one of the birthplaces of freedom to hating bald eagles and loving everything that America is against. We set fireworks off when we declared our independence. We do it for joyous celebrations. Knock off the crap.
You know who probably came up with this? It's probably a short-haired woman who looks a bit like Harry Potter, and she was like, what can we do to, make people more angry? I got it. Cancel fireworks. And she probably gave a speech about it, and everyone's just like, gross.
But my dogs. I'm sorry your dogs hate freedom. That's where I'm at. All right, scheduled to join us next in studio from the WIBC newsroom, Janette Cruz. We'll have a little chat. We'll get to know our newest news team member. And then we're going to do Beer Sample Friday. Celebrity Beer Bong. It's back. That's all coming up right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It may not seem possible right now. That's because it looks rather nice on Monument Circle. It's 83 degrees, but it is muggy. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Severe weather is possible this evening, with storms possibly developing and approaching west central Indiana by 5 to 7 p.m.
Damaging winds, 60 to 80 miles per hour are possible. Got large hail. Could even see some areas get 2 inches or greater hail. And tornadoes are also in the risk for today.
National Weather Service forecaster Casey Fuson. The National Weather Service has now issued a tornado watch that includes most of central and southern Indiana. That is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. One Florida sheriff says hundreds of child traffickers and illegal aliens are now under arrest following a joint local federal operation. Fox's Evan Brown reports from Miami.
The sheriff in Polk County, Florida, says 250 people are now under arrest for things like child trafficking, drugs, and for being illegally in the country, all part of an operation named after the popular phrase abbreviated FAFO.
As you can see, a lot of people fooled around and found out.
But Sheriff Grady Judd adds they have federal help now.
There's been a change of administration, I don't know if you noticed, in the White House. And now we are allowed to have ICE with us.
Judd adds that the operation was also aided by state child welfare contractors who were able to work with recovered victims immediately. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
Indiana has its own set of arrests for such matters. In Jasper, 18-year-old Dennis Clark is accused of having several relationships with underage girls after police there got a tip about one of them. It's also been discovered, according to police, that Clark tried to get inappropriate pictures from the girls. He was arrested Wednesday. In South Bend, 22-year-old Michael Bellina has been sentenced to 9 years for uploading more than 600 images of child pornography to several internet platforms. He pleaded guilty and will also do 5 years of probation. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Bong County southbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from State Road 267 down to Whitestown Parkway. Inbound 69 slow, 106th Street to 82nd. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic before and after Keystone Avenue. Inbound 65 slowing down MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow to downtown from Belmont into the South Split. Crash on the east side, 10th at Post. One on the northwest side, 86th Street at Michigan Road, and a crash College Avenue north of 86th Street. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
High risk for severe weather as we move into the 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame tonight under a tornado watch, so be cautious. Possibility for damaging wind and hail also around. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renard Sudas, 493 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Fast Friday here in the city of Indianapolis. My name is Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige today. And joining us in studio from the WIBC newsroom, one of our latest additions to the staff, but certainly no stranger to media here in the city of Indianapolis, Janette Cruz.
Hello.
They're not booing, they're saying Cruz. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
So we're going to get to know you a little bit before you bong the beer.
Yes.
But you were talking to us during the commercial break. You've never bonged a beer before.
No, I did keg stands before, but I've never done that. So this is going to be
Allison, make note. Celebrity keg stand will be next season. Celebrity keg stand. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know you've worked at a couple different TV stations here before you joined our newsroom.
Yeah, so I actually started media here in the Indianapolis market back in 2005. So I knew J&B from back in the day when I was on at WNDE, and so over at X103 and Q95.
Did you know Nigel used to work at X103?
Yes,
Has he ever mentioned that before?
That was before my time. Yeah, I was on a couple segments with Stuck and Gunner in the mornings.
Okay.
So yeah, I did some entertainment segments with them, and then I did that. I was at 93 or over at WTTS. Did that for a few years, and then transitioned into television. Did Channel 6 for 3 years. Took a break, and then kind of just stayed in doing social media, content creation, influencing, that kind of stuff, and then went into the fitness industry.
Now, what kind of stuff is that? Don't just say that's stuff. What kind of stuff are we talking about?
All good stuff. I worked with lots of just local brands and businesses and helped build their social media following. So I would do content creation, kind of social media strategizing and planning, and how to execute their content and kind of like tell their stories over social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so you're like super smart. How in the world? You said 2005?
Yes.
You look like you're 23.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Good for you. Now, let me ask you this. We talked about Nigel. Obviously, Nigel's not here.
Yeah.
He's on vacation. I'm starting to think maybe there's another reason Nigel wasn't here today. Maybe there was. Do you hear any stories about Nigel at X103? Are there any like, oh my goodness, that guy?
I heard things here and there, but that was like right when I started. So I was very green into radio.
And ironically, things that have happened in a green room are why Nigel is no longer at X103.
Exactly.
So, there you go.
Have you had a chance to see Matt Bear's shorts today?
Yes, I have.
He looks great, doesn't he?
He looks awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the proper length of shorts for a man these days? Because, Janette, I grew up in the 90s where we had the big baggy shorts,
Right.
like the Fab Five from Michigan, right? That's kind of what I sleep in still, the big baggy shorts.
But not
right, not the
that
grape
length.
smugglers.
You're not
right.
like, I mean, they don't look bad. I think they look right.
Okay.
Nice.
Matt, we got a ball game. Woo!
Yeah.
We got a ball game,
There
Matt
we
Bear.
go, yeah.
In the game.
I heard him back there.
So tell us, how did you end up at WIBC?
So I actually decided I wanted to get back into media. I launched my own podcast last summer, and I kind of wanted to just do my own thing, want to be able to share stories.
What's that podcast about?
So it's called Behind the Filter Podcast, and I basically interview just kind of anybody here in Indianapolis that has like a good story about them. And I talk about deep, heavy things sometimes. I don't want to be censored in what I'm sharing with people. So we have like an interview style where we're talking with different people around their stories of things that they have overcome and just things in their life.
You've had Matt on, right?
Yep. Had Matt on.
Oh,
He was
wow.
absolutely great. Loved talking to him. And then I also have my best friend on for an After Dark edition, we call it, which is more like bestie girls talking about dating and like fun DMs we get, and we read them out loud. And
Give us
the
an example of a
audacity.
fun DM you get, Janette.
Oh, gosh. Oh, a fun DM. There's so many. I don't know what to say.
Is there a theme to the DMs?
Okay, one major theme of the DMs that Ashley and I tend to get a lot is a lot of men like to have conversations in our DMs. They're one-sided conversations.
Yeah.
Because we don't answer. So it's like, hi, hello, how are you doing? Hi, beautiful. How are you doing today?
Right.
Oh, have a great day. Oh, that's a great picture.
Listen
Hey,
to my
beautiful.
traffic reports this afternoon. That's what you get, right? That's where it comes from.
I'm so sick of co-hosting with Hammer. Things like that.
So, we've gone through some where there's like just guys just like talking to themselves in our DMs, and we've never responded once.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of them. It's pretty.
It's a lot of
pretty
creepers out there.
Yes.
A lot of creepers. And you know what? It's not just dudes. I'm here to defend dudes. We may be scumbags, but there's a lot of skeezers out there too,
I
Janette.
agree. No, we point it out too. We point out both. We're just sharing our experiences.
But
and our
I will say,
perspectives.
as somebody who's on Twitter and with I have a decent following, I never get those DMs from women. I mean, once in a while in a blue moon, but nobody's ever like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
"Hey, handsome." I never get those. So it's good for you having those.
I know. Last week, somebody asked me for my socks.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop it. You're making that up.
Yeah, no, because I still do fitness and dance, and so I've had guys DM me for socks.
Was he from Zionsville by chance?
And how did John Herrick respond when you told him that you were not giving him the socks?
On the other side.
Okay, so this is something, right? So you can be our liaison to the newsroom here, right?
Absolutely, yes.
I don't know what happens in there, but when John Herrick starts doing the Def Comedy Jam, we can hear the laughter out here. So
It's
I'm sitting here.
amazing. It is the best. There was one day where I could not stop laughing because he was just cracking jokes left and
He did it
right.
yesterday. He was going crazy.
And I could not stop. It was
And
awesome.
that's fun and that's great until I've got to talk about a school shooting out here.
Oh, yeah,
and I
I
hear
know.
Johnny Boy in the back laughing like Santa Claus.
It's amazing. I love it.
Janette Cruz is our guest. She is a member of the WIBC news team. Now, I have had you on Hammer and Nigel show a
Yes.
number of years ago.
Yeah.
You were raising money. What
Yes.
happened?
Yeah, so I was raising money for, it was when a hurricane hit Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, and I'm Puerto Rican, and I have family in Puerto Rico, so I wanted to be
Were you born there?
I was not born there. My mother and my father were both born there. I was the first to be born in the States, or the mainland, as we like to call it. So I was actually born in Brooklyn.
Really?
Yeah, so all my family's in Puerto Rico, in Brooklyn, and then my mom has relocated to Las Vegas.
Where were you in Brooklyn?
Oh gosh, I don't. I
Park-
left when
Park
I was
Slope?
9. I mean, I went to PS 88, if that makes sense.
Wow, that's so cool.
Like around Knickerbocker area, I was over there too.
I had a girlfriend who lived in Brooklyn. I used to live in Manhattan.
Okay.
And I would take the D train all the time.
Okay.
And the D train got pretty funky at night. But Brooklyn has some beautiful Brooklyn Heights, all those neighborhoods are
Yeah,
great.
I mean, it wasn't. There was not a great part that I was in, but
So with like the Puerto Rican heritage and also living in Brooklyn, what was the accent? Like somebody's got to have a wild accent.
yeah, I
then, right?
don't, because I left when I was 9, and so then we had relocated to San Diego. So I've popped around. Like I was in San Diego for a while. I stayed in Vegas for about a year and a half. Went to Virginia Beach for about a year and a half, and then came here out of all places because my ex-husband is from Greenwood, Indiana. So that's how I landed here.
Okay. There you
Yeah. But my mom still has an accent, but I don't have it at all. But hers is mixed. It's more of like it's like a Latina mix with like. I can't like an East Coast. It's a New York.
Does she sound like AOC?
No.
Good.
No,
okay.
no,
sound
no,
like
no.
Rosie Perez?
No,
Okay.
that's super heavy. No, I don't notice it at all. But if anybody talks to her, or if we're like on the phone or something,
Get a few drinks in, maybe if you
then
hear
they
it slip out once in a while.
And then apparently I get a little accent like when I have a couple drinks, or I get little.
Right.
I get a little spicy.
What does if you're going out for a night of
Yeah.
drinks, what do you order? What's at the bar?
Tequila.
Nice.
I'm a tequila girl.
Hammer and Nigel show tequila, right?
There
From
we go.
Hiatus. That's what I'm talking about.
That's why I was like, I don't drink beer. I drink tequila.
If you want, we can go get some in the back. We'll get this thing started here. We're a week away from Carb Day, but we can start tailgating right now, Janette.
No, I'm normally the one. If me and my friends go out, I'm always like, "Come on, round of shots of tequila," and everybody looks like I'm crazy, and I'm like, if you're gonna come out and we're gonna go and have a drink, I'm ordering tequila. That's like number one. That's how we do it.
I love it. And as you get older, you appreciate the good tequila.
Yes.
Like the Hiatus stuff that we chose. It was important for us that it was good.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, and like when I was at Ball State in my 20s, you'll drink anything from a plastic jug and it looks like Mountain Dew in there, but it's like the worst tequila imaginable. But you're balling on a budget, so you drink it.
Let me tell you this. I was the worst teenager ever. Okay. This is when I lived in San Diego. So I would ditch school. I was like 14, 15 years old. I would ditch school and go to Tijuana, and I would go to like the nightclub.
My God, Janette.
Yes, yeah.
Jeez.
I did school for the day. We would go and drink all day. I had a fake ID, and I'd come back and be like, "Hi, I'm at cheer practice." Like I was bad.
You walked across the bridge into Tijuana?
Well, no, we didn't walk.
Did you drive?
I had seniors drive me.
Oh my goodness. I've never.
So you're skipping school, you're hanging out with older people, you got a fake ID. Jeez.
I was bad.
14?
Yeah, I was 14 when I started doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a fast girl. I'm sorry. The dad in me's coming out right now. You're a fast little thing,
Well,
aren't
yeah.
you?
I grew up very quickly.
Wow. So with that being said, how does one end up doing news? Because, I joked about it earlier, but
Yeah.
there are some stories you have to cover that are not
Oh my
fun.
gosh,
You're a
they're
bucket of energy,
horrible.
but you have to cover human trafficking
Yes.
and murders and suicides. Like, is that tough for you?
Yeah, so at the beginning, when I first started TV, like I was just like, I could never be a hard news reporter. Like that was my thing. And then when I started my podcast, I just started doing lots of research and started to research other podcasts. And then I started like my own little news segment on my podcast called Unfiltered Weekly, where I would like find like just kind of interesting news stories that you typically wouldn't find on your like everyday news cycle. And then I saw this opportunity come up here, and I kind of realized like I wanted to get back into TV, but I didn't know where to fit and where I would lay. And I was like, all of a sudden, it just kind of made sense that this was something I could do, and I could be okay kind of like transitioning in that hat, or, turning that part of myself off in order
Right.
for me to communicate that.
And what's great is that this radio station, the number one station in the city, has such incredible reach that by working here, you're getting more people hearing your work than anybody that would watch you on a local TV station, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely. And I've always been a fan. I mean, I listen to WIBC every single day, even for years. It's like the station that's on.
Who's your favorite host?
Oh, I mean, it would have to be Jason Hammer.
I'm standing right here. Jeez.
All right.
Well, Nigel, when he had the baby video, it really did something for me. All right. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a break right here. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to set up the Celebrity Beer Bong.
Oh, my.
Here it is in all of its glory on the YouTube camera right now.
I'm so scared.
And when we come back, I'll put my camera also on Janette, so we have all different angles. And for the first time, you will bong a beer. You've never bonged a beer.
I've never bonged a beer.
Your virgin experience on Celebrity Beer Bong on Beer Sample Friday. Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress. It's all coming up next.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group. But before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. And when Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. Every pre-owned Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra, every car, every truck, everything in the showroom, everything on the lot. Need credit? Managers will be on site, accepting applications for immediate review. Plus, Hubler's got you covered. Every Q-certified vehicle includes our 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota, everything goes. It's your chance to save like never before. Don't miss it. When Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. On US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. Before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Spring is here, and Dammons is full speed ahead with endless plant production of perennials, annuals, hanging baskets, roses, and planters. Trucks are arriving with fresh trees and shrubs. Dammons' friendly staff is ready to assist you and get you the help you need. So for any of your gardening needs, experience Dammons South on Emerson Avenue and Dammons West on Rockville Road.
Dammons Lawn and Garden, Indiana's most complete garden center.
Indy's biggest party is back. Miller Lite Carb Day with 2 headliners. Bret Michaels. The All-American Rejects. Miller Lite Carb Day. May 23rd at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Concert pit and VIP tickets on sale now at IMS.com.
Miss M's annual open house is Saturday. Save 20% off everything in stock, excluding labor. Saturday only. Miss M's on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
Secure low prices on brands like GE Profile, Cafe, and more during the locked-in pricing sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Tired of digging through noise to find real news? Go straight to WIBC.com. Local stories, statewide impact, national headlines, info that matters. When news breaks, WIBC.com is already on it. Stay on the know while you're on the go.
We are moments away from Celebrity Beer Bong with Janette Cruz, but first, Matt Baer, how are the roads?
All right, Hammer, Boone County, southbound 65, stop-and-go traffic, Whitestown Parkway down to the Dogleg 865. Inbound 69, stop-and-go 96, 282nd, and inbound 65, a little bit slow from 21st to Meridian Penn. East side crash, Washington Street at Franklin Road, crash south side, Thompson Road at US 31 East. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week is Sullivan Hardware and Garden. See their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We have got a tornado watch in effect for the entire WIBC listening area. Please be weather aware. Next couple of hours could get dicey. Right now, it's 81 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. The big tariff-free Made in the USA sale going on right now. Sale ends Monday. So this weekend, get down to C-Bus and visit our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress. All right, Janette Cruz from the WIBC newsroom. She is here. She's on the YouTube cameras. She's never bonged a beer before. I'm going to walk over and get you ready. Jeff, the play-by-play is yours.
All right, so Janette has never bonged a beer, but let's keep in mind, at 14 years old, she was shooting tequila in Tijuana. So here we go. Hammer is walking up to the bong. He's cracked open the Miller Lite. Janette has her thumb in the tube. That's what she said. The beer is going in. Looks like a good amount of foam.
Raise up yours in a little bit. Raise it here.
Okay, good amount of foam. Remember what we said, Janette, about the foam? We're going to be a little careful with the foam.
Now, here's what's going to happen.
All right, here's...
You're going to put this into your mouth, okay? And then, that's what she said.
That's what she said?
I'm going to say go, and you do your thing, okay? So go ahead and get ready. Get ready.
Wait, so, okay.
Here, raise this up, put that in your mouth.
You're putting it in your mouth, and it's going up.
Oh, so not yet, but I can put it in my...
That's what she said.
Okay, here we go. Are we ready? I'm going to go to HR. I know it.
This is gonna...
my God.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right,
go.
the bong is up. Janette has the tube in her mouth. The beer is going to... Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! It's like tequila!
Get it!
And
get it!
she has nailed it! She nailed it! She got
There
it!
we go!
Beer down! Beer
Here we
down!
go! We got it!
Wow! That was impressive. That... Okay, how do you feel? How do you feel? She has no words. She's unable to speak.
Well done, little lady.
Oh,
it's
so
almost like you're
good.
14 in Tijuana again, isn't it?
Wow.
Wow.
I am so glad Nigel's not here for this. But
I'm so glad I was.
Yes, that was a great moment in radio. Nice work.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to WIBC.
The weekend is officially underway here in Indianapolis.
Gosh.
Janette, thank you. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless